Good afternoon and welcome to Southpaw Boxing and Fitness in Windham, New Hampshire for the third installment of the Boxing Showcase Series brought to you by Boston Boxing Promotions. All of today's fights will be fought under the jurisdiction of the New Hampshire Boxing and Wrestling Commission, presiding commissioner, the incomparable Art Nolan. Your three judges at ringside for the entire afternoon will be John Madfis, Dave Patton, and Martha Tremblay. Our official referee for this opening bout will be Jackie Morrell. Introducing the contestants for our first fight scheduled for 8 rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner, wearing blue trunks with white and red trim. Coming to us from Fishers, Indiana, sporting a record of 15 wins, 17 losses, Agustin Cicero. And standing across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the red corner to my left, sporting black trunks with gold trim. From West Forks, Maine, sporting a record of 19 wins, 5 losses, and 2 draws, Brandon the Cannon Berry. 8 rounds, welterweights.
Good afternoon, everybody watching live on the YouTube Boston Boxing Promotions. My name is Gray Johnson, joined here by Sean Farley. Sean, how you doing, man?
Doing great, Gray. Happy to be here with you guys at Boston Boxing and looking forward to these fights.
Absolutely. We have a stacked day of boxing. This is the first of 13 bouts. We'll run down the card a little bit later, but we're going to start things off right away. We're not wasting any time. It's 8 rounds between Brandon Berry, 19, 5-2, 13 knockouts from West Forks, Maine, taking on the veteran Agustin Cicero, 16, 17-3, 8 knockouts. Sean, I think, not a lot of fighters that come out of Maine, but Brandon Berry is a staple. I feel like he's been around the New England scene for a very long time, and it's a guy, looking for an opportunity. Yeah,
Brandon's been around a long time and, is a bit of a veteran now, and his opponent is as well, and this is going to be an interesting fight to start things off here.
Yeah, Brandon's riding, I believe, a 6-fight win streak right now, and he said, look, hey, I'm looking for an opportunity on TV, big payday, and I got to be fighting in these 6, 8-round fights against guys that are here to survive, here to last, here to give him a test.
And with winning records.
And, Cicero, just a little under 500.
Nice jab by Cicero.
But, yeah, a guy that's only been stopped 5 times, he's here to definitely give him a test tonight. You can already see Cicero. Throwing the jab.
Yeah, trying to establish the jab early.
Yep.
Brandon was moving his head pretty nice at the start of the fight. I'd like to see him get back to that. He's fainting nice right here.
He's starting to throw a little bit here.
First thing I'd like to see Brandon Berry do is establish a little bit of a body attack. He's noticeably shorter than Cicero, and nice right hand by Cicero.
Cicero is here, already attacking. Like you said, not a guy that's going to be covering up for 8 rounds. He's going to be throwing shots for sure.
Yeah, he's working nice off the jab. Brandon's range is a little off right now. I think him and his coach, Guncugno, one of the real good guys in boxing, will be looking to make adjustments. Another nice right hand by Cicero. Yes. Brandon might want to double that jab instead of throwing one at a time. See how he's putting one out at a time right now?
Right. Last time for Cicero he was out was December 2019, so it's been a bit of a layoff for him, obviously with COVID. But in that fight, knocked down 3 times, did go 8 rounds, but all by body shots. So you have to wonder.
Yeah, so that even more to my point that another good jab by Cicero.
Yeah, it's having a good round here.
Yeah, I'd say he's winning the round so far.
Absolutely. But yeah, but a guy that's been knocked down by body shots in his last bout especially, you kind of have to wonder if Brandon might want to go downstairs a little bit more in the beginning of this fight.
And once Brandon gets comfortable on the inside, he's a good body puncher. There he threw 2 jabs and came up short with the right hand.
Another double jab there by Cicero.
And Brandon's had a couple opportunities to go to the body this round. He hasn't done so yet. I think when he gets back in between rounds, that's something Glenn will probably point out to him, and hopefully he makes that adjustment. But I'm impressed with Agustin right now. He's very relaxed, working off that jab. Yep. And with the unfortunate COVID crisis, a lot of guys have been inactive. But I actually work with an MMA fighter that just picked up his first professional win, Tom Pags. And a lot of these guys are still in the gym full time.
Absolutely. You can tell it doesn't look like he's lost a beat in there. We're done with round number 1. I think Cicero, took that first round.
I think 100% he did.
Yeah, and you can kind of tell. I think Brandon's a little, I think he wants to pick up the pace here coming into the second round of this fight. Again, thank you everybody for joining us. This is the first of 13 professional boxing matches today at the Southpaw Boxing and Fitness Gym here in Windham, New Hampshire. Our main event this afternoon, a 6-round light heavyweight bout between Matthew Tinker from Ireland, now fighting out of New York, taking on Stephen Langlis from Fall River. Also on the show, we're going to see guys like Chris Traietti, Army of Freshmen band frontman Chris J, going from the Warped Tour to the boxing ring in his pro debut. We're going to see Kyle Cusick, Tyrone Lucky, Nick Molina, Daniel Robles, Tommy Karpency, Jonathan Gruber, Rico Depaolis, Denzel Whitley, and David Tubbs. It's a stacked afternoon of fights. Guys, we're only just getting started here. Rolling into round number 2 between Brandon and Agustin Cicero.
You know, great. Fortunately for Brandon, he has 7 more rounds to work with. Let's see if he's able to establish that body attack.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of nice thing about an 8-round fight. I mean, if you're in a 4-rounder, which a lot of these fights this afternoon are going to be, these guys got to get started early. So even if Brandon's starting off a little bit slow, like you said, he's got a lot of time to work with.
He's got time to work with it.
And he knows he needs to make adjustments.
Good head movement by Brandon.
Say, just Cicero whiffed right there on that combination.
And that's what Brandon wants to do, is frustrate him with that head movement while coming forward. That'll discourage him from punching. And but he's got to make him pay when he makes him miss, whether it be to the head or to the body.
Cicero getting a warning there from Jackie Morrell, going a little bit too low for Jackie's making.
Brandon's been around a long time, so he's comfortable in there, and there are guys that often, especially when you have 8 rounds to work with, that will, take their time in that first round and just get comfortable.
Absolutely.
Another nice combination by Cicero.
Yeah, he's doing nice job by this guy. He's again been off for over a year, but you wouldn't be able to tell.
The way Brandon's starting to drop to his left, though, I think he's starting to think about getting that left hook off to the body.
Certainly.
Again, he should be doubling that jab if it was, in my opinion. There he goes, and he was able to kind of occupy the space there for a second.
Brandon's last fight, TKO 2 win over Zach Kuhn, who is 10-6 entering that bout. That was on November 14th in Derry, New Hampshire. So hasn't been out of the ring too long compared to Cicero.
And Brandon grabbed a belt in his last fight there. I think it was the UBA. I just talked to him. I'm kind of embarrassed, but I think it was the UBA Americas. I know it was an Americas belt.
Yeah, it was UBO, but a local, a local title.
Yeah, it was the UBO Americas, I think.
Yep.
Good
nice
jab by
there
Brandon.
That was nice. That was probably his best
nice
jab
right hand by
but Cicero, responded right back. This has been a very competitive fight to start off.
Yeah, even the second round, I can't definitively say one guy's winning it so far. I think the round's still to be won.
Agreed.
And now I can actually even hear the corner asking for that body. Good body shot.
Nice shots there. You can kind of tell Cicero hesitated a bit there.
Yes, he did.
I don't think, like I said, not a guy that seems to like the body shots.
And especially when a guy's throwing a good jab, one way to discourage that is nice right hand over the top. That'll discourage a jab as well, but it's a good body attack. Brandon's starting to pick it up, and I think starting to control this round now.
Doing a really good job here.
And less jabs from Agustin.
Yep.
Still a competitive round, but I think Brandon took this round.
I agree with you, and we are heading into the end of round number 2.
I think this fight's going to heat up, and we're going to be in for a treat for the first fight of the day.
I agree with you, man. That's the nice thing about a fight like this, a very competitive 8-rounder. Brandon's looking for that 20th win of his career. Be a nice little
milestone.
Nice milestone. Not a lot of guys get to 20 wins in professional boxing.
No, they certainly do not.
No, he's definitely 33 years old, turned pro May 2013. He's been doing this a while, and I think, like you said, before he goes out, he wants to get a nice little payday. And winning the fights on this level, that's how you get there.
And staying ready as well. Winning these type of fights and staying ready because the landscape of boxing's kind of changed a little since COVID. So there's in some ways, there's actually more opportunities if you're in the gym and you're winning and you're staying ready.
Absolutely. Cicero from Fishers, Indiana, came a long way to be here, but certainly putting in a respectable effort right now, and definitely looks like a guy that definitely wants to win here.
Yeah. So far, it's been a good. He's making a good account of himself. I got it 1-1.
Absolutely. All right, round number 3, Brandon Berry, Agustin, Cicero. If you just joined us, this is an 8-round fight in the welterweight division.
Good jab by Brandon. Cicero kind of getting away from his jab, although he just landed a nice one there. But Brandon looks like he's
nice
looks
shot
like
there by
Brandon's
Brandon.
now putting his foot on the gas. And one thing about Brandon Berry is when he gets inside, he's actually a good combination puncher. Once he gets warmed up, it's seldom that he'll throw one punch at a time. He often will always punch in combination.
Yeah, I mean, when you're in there with a guy like
Nice
Cicero,
left hand.
who definitely does want to trade, you got to match that output there to keep the judges impressed. Nice body shot there again from Brandon.
Putting that now, Brandon's getting the better of the jabs.
Absolutely,
He's out
definitely starting
jabbing
to pick up the
Agustin now.
pace.
One thing that impressed me about Brandon is very relaxed, nice head movement. Put some mustard on that right hand. He just came up a little short. Nice work by Cicero, though.
Yeah.
Little uppercut on the inside. Put a jab. We'll call that a stamp in the gym.
Nice little
Put a
jab
stamp
there.
on the end of it. Good body work there by Cicero. Double hook. Ooh, nice uppercut by
That was
Brandon.
a really good uppercut. Nice little cross. As
And it
well.
looks like Cicero's starting to feel the effects of Brandon's
Yep.
pressure and body work. This is the best round so
Yeah.
far for Brandon.
I would say by far this is definitely his best round offensively. He's really starting to pick things up. Like I said, I mean, that's what you got to do in an 8-round fight. Even if you lose that first round, you're in there, you're trying to see what your opponent's doing. You got to make adjustments, and you can clearly tell Brandon Berry has
Brandon
made some
making those
adjustments.
subtle adjustments.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and he's been able to discourage Cicero from throwing that jab, and I think that that's something Cicero's going to have to get back to if he wants to stay competitive in this fight.
Absolutely. You can tell his punch output is definitely decreased from round number 1 already.
There he is, back to that jab, but now Brandon's getting the better of the jabbing. He doesn't want to reach like that, though. He just ate in the jab for doing so. But when he's getting close, he's putting his head from side to side, I think looking for those body shots.
Nice
And when
shot
Brandon
there.
moves his head, he moves it well.
He does. Oh, nice counter shot though there by
Fortunately,
Cicero. Got his
absolutely.
chin out a little
Fortunately
bit
for Brandon, he's always taking a good punch.
there. Definitely. It's good to have a solid chin in this game. And Cicero, too. Only stopped 5 times in those 17 losses. So, this guy's durable. He's here to definitely go. He's going to try and go those 8 rounds. All right, so we're heading into the end of round number 3. Third of 8 rounds tonight, guys. 13 total fights. We have a long day ahead of us. Matthew
Sure do,
Tinker,
starting off on the right way.
on the right track. I know probably a lot of you guys are in the YouTube chat right now. Unfortunately, we can't see you, but I'm sure you're asking who is fighting when. Matthew Tinker in our main event today. We're going to see David Tubbs in fight number 11, Nick Molina in fight number 6, Rico Depaolis. I can already look at that. We're looking at the chat now and see a lot of fans for Rico. He's making his pro debut tonight in bout number 10. This is going to be a stacked card. Tyrone Lucky, Danny Robles, all in action as well. So it's going to be a really fun afternoon. Thank you guys for tuning in and joining us. We're going to have a long afternoon, but it's going to be fun, Sean.
And looking at the bout sheet, Gray, it looks like we're going to have 4 light heavyweights fighting today.
Yes. Looking like Rico Depaolis, Tommy Karpency, David Tubbs, Chris Traietti. A lot of light heavyweight action. It's got a stacked afternoon, and we're kicking it off with a proven veteran like Brandon Berry. All right, guys, we're rolling into round number 4. I think it's safe to say probably Brandon up 2-1.
Nice right hand by Brandon.
Nice, starting off the round hot.
Might have hurt him a little there. Hard to tell.
Yep. Referee for this fight is Jackie Morrell. Judges John Mathis, Martha Tremblay, and Dave Payton.
Brandon continuing to move that head. He's just got to move his feet behind it so he's closing the gap. Nice jab by Brandon.
Yep. Solid round here already for him.
And now he's taking the jab away from Agustin.
If you're Cicero, in his corner. What are you telling him to kind of change up here?
Well, the thing he's had the most success with is the jab. I'd have him throwing him more jabs than he's throwing, and maybe, remind Brandon that he can go to the body as well. And you just get back to that jab and look for the right hand behind it. And I think he should be also investing to Brandon's body as well. Nice right hand by Brandon.
Yeah, that was great.
After 2 jabs, kind of like the snake charmer, line it up.
I like that. I think a little bit of a push there. You could see Brandon getting a little frustrated, but getting told again, stop pushing with the gloves.
But that's what Agustin wants to do. If he's not going to do anything when Brandon's in front of him, he either wants to get off or throw a jab out or push Brandon off balance. Brandon's getting more and more relaxed. He's finding a home for that right hand.
Heads might have clashed there. Nice. Up 2 shots upstairs by Brandon. Wow, just throwing combinations there.
He's starting to close the gap and starting to look like he's wearing Agustin down ever so slightly, right? Oh, good right hand.
Yeah, that was a good
2
shot.
in a row.
Oh, but Agustin sneaks them in once in a while.
Again, to Brandon's credit, though, he takes it well.
Yep.
Not that you want to take him, but when he does get hit, he's very relaxed, and that puts a fighter in a position to take a good shot too. Is when you're nice and relaxed, like Brandon is.
Absolutely.
Nice head movement. And just the one thing I'd like to see Brandon do is just a little bit more body attack, but in fairness to him, Agustin is getting low, which makes it a little harder to go to the body, but it is still there.
Oh,
another right hand.
Another right hand, though. Brandon's got to be careful, man. He's definitely the one putting the punches together in this round, but can't leave himself open like that.
Yeah, and I think he's winning the round, and he's outworking his man, but I'd say the cleaner shots this round have been landed by Agustin.
Absolutely.
But I think Brandon's activity... This has been a closer round than the last 2, though.
No doubt. 1 point taken away from Cicero there. I believe, was that for hitting low? I'm
not sure. I missed
pushing?
it. I didn't see any real excessive fouling to take a point.
I'm a little surprised. That seemed a bit harsh.
Yeah, and it can be discouraging to Agustin as well after he probably had his best round since the first round, although I don't think it was enough to win it.
Push. We're being told by our excellent broadcast team that was for a push.
I saw 1 warning, though. I didn't see a second warning.
Yeah, that's why I was kind of surprised. It was a little bit quick there. So that's a tough one, though, because if Cicero lost that round on the cards, that's a 10-8 round. That's going to put him even deeper behind.
Yep.
A little bit. Yeah, a little bit.
And what is this, the 5th coming up right here?
This will be the 5th round coming up. So, 5th round of 8. This is in the welterweight division.
Yeah, if I'm in Agustin Cicero's corner right now, especially after losing that point, and although it was a closer round, I think he lost the round, he's going to want to have to come out and make a statement right here if he wants to win this fight.
Absolutely. All right, guys, 5th round coming up here.
And Gray, Brandon, for a guy looking for a bigger fight, he doesn't want to just win here. He wants to look good while doing it.
Yeah, I mean, this is a guy that wants to be back on TV, getting opportunities. With a guy like 20 wins, people are going to be calling him up saying, hey, I want to fight you.
Just judging by Brandon's body language this round, it seems like he's starting the round off with a little bit more purpose.
Yes.
Keeping a tight guard, trying to close the gap. And, sometimes, Gray, it looks like something's there where we're sitting because, again, I'd like to really see Brandon get that left hook into the body. But at times, what it looks like they can see things, we can see things they can't see, but the fighters can see things we can't see.
Of course.
And a veteran like Brandon, maybe this guy's harder hit to the body than he appears.
Sure. Nice shot up there.
Yeah,
upstairs.
He's been landing that shot for the last 3 rounds.
Yeah, you can just tell from the first round, Cicero's attack, it's getting less and less consistent now.
And Brandon's getting closer and closer to him. But right there, that's where you want to see Brandon do a lot of work. I think he kind of could have put his foot on the gas and got a little more done while they're at close quarters like this. And this is interesting. This is the first time I recall Brandon not going forward. His back to the ropes. Might be deliberate, though. He might be trying to set something up.
Cicero also kind of in that first round was moving around the ring a lot more, and now he's spending this 5th round here basically leaning on him.
Yeah, this is interesting. I'm gonna assume that Brandon's looking to set something up here, But you got to be careful putting your back against the ropes.
Right.
You know, even if you're getting the better of the exchanges, depending on where the judges are at. Nice right hand over the top again by Brandon.
There you go. Nice little combination there by Brandon.
Yeah, and off the jab.
Yep. That's what I like about Brandon. He sets a lot of his shots right off the jab.
Yep.
Doesn't forget about that jab. He's not all
Two
power
hooks
punch.
there.
He's not all big, power punches trying to knock guys out.
That's the second time in a row he doubled the hook.
And you kind of saw a little flinch there from Cicero moving backwards.
There he went to the body.
Yep.
Although this guy is guarding his body well.
He is.
That was the best body shot of the fight, in my opinion. The last left hook, Brandon just landed downstairs.
We're in a separate room right now, but you could definitely hear that one from the ring. And Cicero getting hit while crouched down here, maybe not a best position for him. As Brandon's really mauling him on the inside.
Yeah, I'd say the last 20 seconds there, other than getting caught with one shot, I'd say was the best sequence of Brandon for the fight so far.
All right, coming to the end of round number 5.
Starting to find a home for that left hook, Gray, to the head.
He is, and a nice little finish there. Yeah, Brandon, I think this is a guy, I think he's one of these guys that really gets better as the fight gets later on in the fight. Really starting to pick it up a lot more after that slow first round start.
Yeah, he's a pressure fighter, so he does get better as he goes on.
Yep. Once again, thank you everyone for tuning in live on YouTube's Boston Boxing Promotions page. This is the first of 13 professional fights tonight. It's going to be a long afternoon. We appreciate you hanging in. You know, if you got stuff to do, keep this in the background. If you're doing yard work, I want that on the TV. Open up your window. You know, keep it going all day because we are going to be here. There's a lot of exciting boxing coming up tonight. I know people are excited about Chocolatito versus Estrada. We got David Benavidez taking on Lynn, Massachusetts. Yep. Ronald Ellis as well from New England. So this is what we're leading into all that with this free live action. Thank you for joining us, and we are going to be heading into round number 6 between Brandon Berry and Agustin Cicero.
The previous Boston boxing shows, Gray, I've been here working corners with my fighters, but it seems like Pete and Nick always run the afternoon of where the evening is going to have some good boxing.
This is, I always say, I'm obviously a bias because I'm commentating, but these guys, 13 fights, this is going to be a tight ship. We're going to be moving all afternoon. The action will be nonstop. Competitive fights, too. Really fairly matched fights. As you can see from this first bout here, I think, you know, you look at an Agustin Cicero, doesn't have the prettiest record in the world, but a guy that definitely can hold his own against a Brandon Berry fighter here.
Yeah, and Brandon's getting work in out of this too. You know, like I mentioned earlier, you know, he wants to look good while winning, but getting rounds in is something I'm sure him and his team are looking to do as well. Nice head movement.
Yeah,
to just see him make him pay a little more.
I saw on his social media he's already looking for, already wants to fight again in April. So they're trying to keep a busy 2021 schedule here because they know the opportunities will come eventually. He's gonna get a chance against one of these, more established fighters at some point, and he's got to keep winning. He's got to look impressive.
Things kind of slowing this round a little with both guys.
Definitely not the same pace that we saw in rounds 4 and 5. But I think it's a good thing for Cicero if the pace slows down. That plays into his hand a bit.
This is probably in the favor of Cicero right now. Brandon trying to catch a rhythm, moving his head pretty nice there.
Yeah, we're seeing Cicero switch again kind of tactically here. He spent the last round leaning on Brandon, getting him on the ropes, and we're starting to see him kind of move around the ring a little bit more this time, I noticed. Holding a lot. Jackie Morrell breaking them up.
It was interesting. He did have one hand free there, and he was punching, though. Oh, good body shot by Brandon. That's the shot I've been looking for him to land all day, and I think if he can really consistently land that, that'll give him his best opportunity to get Cicero out of there.
And this is where he wants Cicero backed up on the ropes. Really good spot in the ring. Both guys clash heads here.
Let's hope nobody got cut.
Let's see if we see a cut. Hard to tell right now.
Brandon might have gotten the worst of it.
Cicero
touching the top of his head.
Yeah, he looks like they got.
And Brandon was touching the front of his face.
Let's see. The referee is inspecting both guys, and action continues. It doesn't look like Brandon was cut there. Hard to tell. I have to Yeah, it looks like he did not get marked up, which is that's a good thing if he wants to fight again in April, because that can ruin a quick turnaround fight real quick.
Nice combination by Cicero. When you were mentioning another nice short right hand, when you were mentioning that Brandon wants to stay busy, one of the things you got to do, of course, is stay healthy.
Absolutely.
To be able to stay busy, and
that's easier said than done. A lot of things can go wrong if you're trying to do a quick turnaround. Broken hands.
Yeah, two guys
cuts.
come up short on a right hand or overshoot it and butt heads, and you're cut.
Absolutely. All right, we're coming to the end of the 6th round. Again, very competitive 8-round fight. I think this. I would probably still give this round to Brandon, but definitely closer, much closer. So you got 2 rounds left. What are you telling Cicero in that corner to maybe try and pick things up a bit?
Well, as we're seeing here, he's holding his ground better in the middle of the ring. He would definitely needs to do that. And he's had success with the straight punches. Maybe bring a hook behind it or an uppercut, but something to catch Brandon by surprise.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So, again, guys, we got plenty of fights coming up this afternoon. And we got Nick Molina, we got Daniel Robles, Tommy Karpency is on the show, the former light heavyweight contender, former world title challenger, the man that beat Chad Dawson. He'll be here. Guys like Jonathan Gruber, Rico Depaolis, Denzel Whitley, David Tubbs, and Matthew Tinker versus Stephen Langless in our main event. So please stick with us all day, all afternoon here at Boston Boxing Promotions.
And underneath, guys like Kyle Cusick and Nick Molina.
Nick Molina versus Justin Morales. That's going to be a good one, man.
Yeah, it is.
I'm looking forward to that one especially. Oh, had a little bit of a delay to the round. Gotta get the stool out of there. Round 7 of 8. You know what I always like about Brandon? He's always got that poker face in that ring. Never really, keeps just kind of one mode for him. Always looks so focused and so serious in there. And I think, I see a lot of guys that I think have nervous energy. They get discouraged sometimes too. But Brandon just kind of, he always just seems very much like, I'm going to stick, I'm focused. I'm in my mode. I'm in my place.
Yeah, at times almost as though he's in the gym sparring. He's very, very relaxed. And he has a gear that works for him and he sticks with it.
Yeah.
But I think, he's kind of taken his foot off the gas the last maybe 2-3 rounds.
Right.
Not to the point where he's losing rounds, but I think he wants to finish strong and look impressive here.
Yeah.
I think he could put his foot on the gas and be a little more successful.
Yeah, I agree.
Again, Cicero's getting off, and Brandon's really not right now. This round, in particular.
Well, I think you don't want to also give the referee, or the judges, I should say, a reason to put that 10-9 in the other fighter's name.
100%, Gray. This stuff is, judging is subjective, and there's the last few rounds have been a little bit more competitive. I don't see Cicero winning them. Nice uppercut by Brandon, but like you said, you got to be careful putting in the hands because it's opinion. Nice right hand by Cicero.
Nice right hand, nice little counter shot. That's what we said. This is where Cicero shines. Slower pace, opening himself up. He can get a little bit spots for counters like this. That's where he can be a little bit, he can be tricky.
Like to see Cicero throw more uppercuts on the inside. Like, I'll show you an example. Like right in there. Why not throw a right uppercut?
Right. He didn't. Yeah, he's kind of letting himself. He ties up. He's not really. When they get in real close, he's not really moving his hands.
And I'd like to see Brandon, when he's on the inside, move his head from shoulder to shoulder. He's kind of allowing the taller fighter to get under him, which if there is a butt, being that Brandon and his team want to stay active. Nice work by Brandon, though. Now he's getting active. When he's standing tall, kind of on the inside, he's putting himself in a position where he might get the worst of the headbutting if there is another butt. Good body shot by Brandon.
Cicero calls himself El Aguila, the Eagle, and I think we've seen the Eagle moving around less and less as this fight has gone on.
I think Brandon might have hurt him just a little bit there with one of those body shots. Let's see if he goes right back to it. Nice right hand.
Yeah, nice little combination.
Now, when he goes to the head, when he goes to the head like that with the good placement shots, I'd like to see him come right down to the body.
All right, we're coming to the end of round number 7 here. Last round will be coming up. Nice little combination.
Yeah, right behind the jab. Careful, pulling back though there.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think you could say Brandon probably took that round. I think he's clearly ahead here after 7 rounds.
Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt on that.
I think you keep. If you were trying to be as generous to Agustin as possible, I'd say maybe 5-2 at this point for Brandon, maybe 6-1.
Sounds about right. Maybe
Yeah.
1 round to Agustin and maybe 1 round even at best.
Yeah, I think.
Or
I
you
agree
like
with
you said, or 5-2.
Yeah. Yep. So okay, guys. Again,
But he's going to need a big finish here.
Yeah, absolutely. So again, this is an 8-round fight between Brandon Berry of West Forks, Maine, looking to get his 20th win as a professional, taking on Agustin Cicero from Fishers, Indiana, who is looking to get his record back to 500. He's 16-17-3, 8 knockouts. That's who the camera's on right now, Agustin Cicero. Getting his instructions for the last round. I think it's been a good competitive bout. Both guys have had nice little moments, but again, I think Brandon just needs to close the show here and continue that win streak. Both guys, nice little sportsmanship there. They respect each other. They're both these guys are traveled, proven road warriors.
And like I mentioned earlier, Brandon's one of the good guys in boxing, along with his trainer, Glenn. And let's see how this 8th round goes. Good uppercut there by Brandon.
Yeah, Brandon already on the attack here. I think he knows needs to put an exclamation point on this fight.
Yeah, in an ideal world, it would be, I'm sure Brandon and his trainer Glenn would like a stoppage. He got 8 rounds of work and get a stoppage here in the 8th round. That would be
looks good
a
on the
job
resume.
well done. Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice
good uppercut.
nice uppercut off the ropes there.
Yeah, I think Brandon can go forward whenever he wants. So I think when we see his back against the ropes, chances are he's probably trying to set something up like that uppercut we just saw. Cicero's full of his game as they come, though. He's here fighting hard in this 8th round, just like he's been fighting all night long. Now Brandon back to putting him on his heels.
Cicero give him a lot of props. He came all the way here from Indiana, traveled, and he's been genuinely game. He's been at least willing to pressure Brandon all 8 rounds. I think he's won a few rounds as well. Nice combination there by Brandon. That was
and
excellent.
Based off of Cicero's body language, I think that body attack, a nice right hand, that looked like it hurt him a little bit. Oh, was that another?
That was a mouthpiece flying out there. I think I noticed from Cicero too, he just isn't really guarding his head as that well as he was in the beginning of the fight. Just the hands seem really down at the waist.
I think, Ray, that's due to the body attack that Brandon's has gotten better as this fight's gone on.
Sure. Was that what was that?
Second time his mouthpiece came out.
Second time his mouthpiece came out. That's got to keep that in there. A lot of referees will get on your case about that. Again, nice little counter shot by Cicero, man. This is why he has 16 wins, folks. If you're you make a mistake in there, he's gonna make you pay.
Another nice right hand by Cicero.
I'll tell you, he's definitely having a couple nice moments here at the end of this last round.
Yeah, this round's close. The body language at times would lead you to believe that Brandon's more in control than maybe he is here. Although that was a nice combination by him. Double left hook. He's done that several times. Another nice short right hand.
Yes.
Again, right after he lands something to the head like that, if he could just sneak something into the body, it might be able to score himself a knockdown here. But neither guy's really been hurt all day.
All right, we're coming to the last 10 seconds of this fight. 8 rounds. Brandon Berry, Agustin Cicero. And that was a very competitive, fun little bout.
Yeah, hard fought for all 8 rounds by both guys.
So what do you think? Scorecards, I think 6-2 would probably be.
I think
7-1.
I think you got that about right.
Yeah, I think something in that range. I think. Again, we're not the judges. We have no idea what's going to happen here. But in my opinion, I think Brandon Berry will be taking that ride back to West Forks, Maine, winner. But
I think that's a safe bet.
But I think he's got to be happy with this. He took on a guy with a lot of fights. And the guy that wasn't here to lose. He was here to definitely try and pick up a win here and put pressure on him. But Brandon just he was very careful in there. Had a consistent attack. Didn't make that many mistakes. Got to be happy with that.
No, once he got comfortable in there, he did a lot of things well, and like we said, I'd say he was in control of anywhere from 5 to 6 of the 8 rounds.
Yeah, and I mean, if he really does want to come back out in April, I think he didn't take too much damage in there. He could definitely be back in in a month or so.
A couple days off, get right back in the gym,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
he should be good to go.
Absolutely.
Providing his hands or nothing were hurt.
Yes.
It wasn't cut, so he should be good to go.
So as we wait for the judges here again, John Madfist, Martha Tremblay, and Dave Payton will be all from the local area are judging this bout. Our referees today are Jackie Morrell and Kevin Hope. So I see a lot of people in the chat already talking about Chocolatito and Estrada.
Yeah, I can't wait for
That's
that.
going to be an absolute banger of a fight tonight. We are looking forward to that for sure. That's why we have this card, is to get you guys all hyped up. We have 12 more fights. These are all pro bouts. Someone just asked, are these pro fights or exhibition? This is real guys. These are real pro fighters, all in action. So we are just waiting now, guys, just for the scorecards to be tabulated. As soon as we see the great Pete Simbor, the Eddie Hearn of New England, as I call him, roll into the ring, we'll go right to him for the.
I like that,
the
Eddie Hearn of New England.
Oh yeah. All right, looks like Pete's getting talking to the fighters, and we should very shortly get the scorecard announcement.
Was it just me, Gray, or did those 8 rounds go by pretty fast, which tells you it was a good fight?
Absolutely. I did not feel like we were staring at the abyss.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 8 rounds of boxing, we go to the official judges' scorecards. All 3 judges, Martha Tremblay, Dave Patton, and John Madfist, scored the fight the same, 79-72. Your winner via unanimous decision, Brandon the Cannon Berry.
And that makes a lot of sense, guys. That's 7 rounds to 1 with the 1-point deduction. That lines up correctly. Congratulations to
Yeah,
Brandon
I'd say they
Berry.
got that absolutely right.
Yeah, I have to say 7-1 makes a lot of sense.
Brandon asking everyone to show his opponent some respect.
Yeah. Great little fight to kick us off. That's the kind of bout you want, a competitive affair for sure.
Yeah, I call it a competitive one-sided fight, but it was competitive. The scorecards will tell a kind of a different story, but
Absolutely.
There were moments where Cicero had moments in there, and
No question.
all in all, good outing for Brandon. He got what he wanted out of it. He got 8 rounds of work, comes out healthy. He'll be ready to go for the next one.
Can't be upset about that. So we're just waiting for our next bout to come in the ring shortly. Our crew is taking care of the ring, and I believe we're going to go to an ad read. So we want to thank our sponsors today, Wicked Good Barbershop, as well as One Way Recycling in Taunton, Coastal Roasters, Acushnet Cafe. I really want to put it out there that without these sponsors, without these really great people helping out, we can't put these shows on. So anybody who sponsored the show, sponsored a fighter, you know who you are out there. Thank you so much. This is the reason why we can do these shows, these pro shows in New England right now. Of course, thank you to Southpaw Boxing and Fitness in Windham, New Hampshire. If you're in New England, you want to go train, you want to hit the pads, you want to learn how to fight, this is the place to come. The incredible gym, incredible staff, and if they don't, maybe they do or maybe they don't know it, but they're the reason there's boxing in New England right now. They are keeping things afloat. New Hampshire is the place to be for New England boxing right now, so we thank everybody for allowing that to happen. We are going to be rolling into our second fight of the evening. This is a 10-round bout between Chris Traietti of Quincy, Massachusetts, taking on Alfredo Trevino of Sonora, Mexico. You can see Chris Traietti getting into the ring right now. He's 28-4, 22 knockouts. Former WBC ranked, I believe, at light heavyweight. Trevino 9-7-1 with 1 knockout. And this is a rematch. These guys fought us a couple years ago. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But I believe Peter Simbor is about to get into the ring, is in the ring, and is going to give us the fighter introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next contest is scheduled for 10 rounds in the cruiserweight division. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner to my right, sporting solid black trunks. He enters this fight with a record of 9 wins, 7 losses. From Douglas, Arizona, by way of Agua Prieta, Sonora, Mexico, Alfredo Trevino. And his opponent standing directly across the ring, sporting red trunks with white trim. His record, 28 wins, 4 defeats, 22 wins, coming by way of knockout. From Quincy, Massachusetts, Chris Traietti. 10 rounds, cruiserweights.
All right, 10 rounds, cruiserweights. I think the first thing you can say, size difference on this one. Trevino, definitely, this is technically heavyweight because Traietti came in at 201, and Trevino looks a little bit bigger in there.
Yeah. Chris Traietti, a guy that's been doing this a long time.
Absolutely.
Though, and, definitely another veteran in professional boxing, extensive amateur background, fought a lot of good guys as an amateur, beat a lot of good guys as an amateur. I see Jimmy Farrell in his corner. Jimmy's got a wealth of knowledge.
Yeah, you were talking to Jimmy before, and just a guy that's been everywhere, worked with a lot of people.
Trained under Customato.
It's incredible.
Yep.
It's just some real legacy in there. So as we're waiting for the first round to begin.
And Jimmy Farrell was a good fighter in his day as well. I believe a lightweight. A little before my time, but my mentor Mel Peabody's told me about some of Jimmy's fights and stuff.
This is a rematch. These guys fought way back in April 22nd, 2017 in Quincy, Massachusetts, in Chris's home area. Chris won that fight by a TKO 2, so I'm sure he's hoping to match that result.
Do you know what the holdup is, Gray?
I believe they might have been waiting for the ring doctor. If I had to guess, he's usually the most important guy in the building. So here we go, round 1 of this is scheduled for 10 or less. So we'll see. I would say don't go to the fridge necessarily on this one. Oh, we're waiting for. Sorry, for the holdup was one of the judges. We were just waiting for one of the judges. But thank you for your
production
patience.
team, the
production team always letting us know.
Letting us know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, that's why they're the best.
I seen Chris come out and try to land a right hand underneath, and that was, he sees that soft midsection, and that's exactly where he's looking to go.
Absolutely.
But anytime you got guys this big, you got to be careful early.
I think Trevino is probably going to be spending a lot of time with his back on the ropes, if I had to guess. And Chris wants to take advantage of that. Nice
trying
jab.
to establish that jab, and I think
Already
that's what he's going to
body.
do is try to establish nice long straight punches and then come underneath to the body.
Chris is a promoter himself, Granite Chin Promotions, also in New Hampshire. But
there we go.
That's a knockdown.
Yeah, Chris does a little bit of everything.
Yeah, manager,
trainer, fighter, promoter.
Yeah. Loves to be in the business. And we already got first knockdown of the fight, and no surprise there from body shots.
Jack of all trades of boxing, Chris Traietti. He was jabbing well, and I think he'll just keep going to the body off of that jab.
I think similar to Brandon Berry.
Nice right hand.
Nice combination there. Trevino already down again. No, it's not. Trevino already just getting outclassed in there. But kind of like Brandon Berry, Traietti's here to get one more big fight. I think that's what he wants before he calls it a career, and keeping himself active on this level before he gets, hopefully, I think he would love another TV bout at some point. This is the guy that fought Mike Lee on ESPN, very competitive in that fight. He trained himself for that.
He also, Chris also made a good account of himself a ways back when he fought Edwin Rodriguez, who would later go on to fight Andre Ward. It should have been a title fight, but Edwin missed weight. But Edwin Rodriguez, at his best, was a world-class fighter, and Chris fought him down at in Worcester and made a pretty good account of himself.
More body shots, headshots. Trevino was trading a little. Trevino was giving him a little trading in there, saying, "I'm not going to go down that easily." But you can see, there he goes again. And I think that's going to be it. Yep, first round stoppage there. Good call. 3 knockdowns. Chris Traietti, TKO 1, gets the work in.
And Traietti did the right thing by coming out and getting the guy right out of there. It's clearly the better fighter, but you make one mistake, you could get cut, hurt your hands. The sooner you get somebody out of there, the better often.
Yeah, and like you said, Chris also promotes shows out here in New Hampshire, and I'm sure he's going to be back in the ring at some point. And this is a fight to kind of he was out of the ring for a bit of time there. That was his first fight since November 2019. So I think it was just a fight, honestly, just to get him back in the ring, keep him active. And I'm sure he'll be back in New Hampshire very soon. So
yeah, shake off some of the ring rust and
absolutely,
and put another win next to his name.
So that ends the fight there. TKO 1 win for Chris Traietti. And then we will be up next. This is gonna be a good one, a fun one, 4-round bout. Chris J, the front man of the band Army of Freshmen, a guy that's been on the Warped Tour. He's opened for bands like Jimmy Eat World, and he, in his spare time, he loves to box. He's had a few amateur bouts, and he was looking for, I think he wanted to do one more amateur bout this year, but he's gonna be going pro. So let's get to Pete Simbor first for the time of the stoppage on that last fight. I see Andrew Carring in the chat. Shout out to you, Andrew.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 2 minutes and 29 seconds of round number 1. Your winner via technical knockout, Chris Traietti.
So there you go, 2:29 of the first round.
And what's that take Chris's record out to now?
That would take Chris's record, I believe, to 29-4 with 22 knockouts. So he's getting close to that 30 win mark.
Yeah.
Gotta love it. All right, so we got a real fun one coming up. It's gonna be a 4-round fight. Chris J versus Tom Kenney. As we said, Chris J is gonna be making his pro debut. He's a lead singer of a band called the Army of Freshmen. Yeah, in his life, he wanted to do another amateur bout this year, but amateur boxing's kind of not really happening right now with COVID.
Certainly around here it isn't. My buddy Ariel, who helps me with my fighters, he took his son down to a tournament in Florida, but up here there's absolutely nothing going on, and I think for the better half of the country, there's just no amateur boxing going on.
So,
and Chris was just telling me this is probably one and done.
One and done.
Hopefully he gets himself into a fun competitive fight and comes out a winner.
His wife said, "Listen, one fight and you're done. We have a kid on the way. He's expecting a second child being born soon, and the idea was he was going to do an amateur bout, but like I said, no amateur bouts right now. So he's going to go pro, and he's 42 years old, but he has been in the gym training. He's had 2-1 as an amateur boxer. He's sparred with Danny Robles, who we'll see later on this card.
Danny Robles, a nice prospect. I remember seeing him here for the first time. Brutal body shot. Brutal knockout, actually. I think I seen him score a knockout with a brutal body shot and a headshot, but that kid can punch.
Pete Simbor wanted me to also add that Chris J is known to attract mortality more than any mortal being. So that's a... His opponent tonight, 0-3, Tommy Kenney from Rutland, Vermont, a guy that's had a lot of amateur experience in pro boxing, kickboxing, MMA. I think he's thinking, listen, I'm not going to sweat this. This guy is older than me. I'm the one that has the pro experience, and I'm going to be here to be picking up my first win. So this should be a good one, guys. We don't really know what to expect here.
Ladies and gentlemen, our third contest of the evening is scheduled for 4 rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner, sporting green trunks with white and black trim. He comes to us from Rutland, Vermont, and tonight enters the ring for the 4th time as a professional. The Irish Beast, Tom Kenney. And his opponent standing directly across the ring, sporting white trunks with red trim. Tonight, making his professional debut. Coming to us from Ventura, California, Chris J. 4 rounds, welterweights.
Chris is here with a lot of his buddies from the Knuckleheads gym. I mean, this is a guy that I think he's doing a dream. Guys, this is it. This is it for him. He wants to see what it's like in the pro boxing ring. And Tom Kenney's here to tell him very quickly. He wants to tell him very quickly that he wants to make it a nightmare for him.
Well, I like Tom Kenney's nickname in Trunks. Yeah. and Chris has become a friend of mine, and he surrounds himself with good people like Coach Haas, and
Here we go. First round. Again, these are two guys that are just want to fight, and we'll see what's up. Oh, nice overhand shot there by Chris J. Kenny already covering up. Chris J going to the body. Kenny already got his head down. Chris is throwing a lot of bombs. Down goes Tom Kenney.
Yeah, I don't think this fight's going to get out of the first
No, he got
round.
caught right. He got caught on that overhand shot right away.
Almost wonder if Chris J wants to slow this down a little.
Yeah, that was a lot of
his
nervous.
one experience.
Yeah, that was a lot of nervous energy you can kind of see from Chris. But Tom Kenney, don't listen. You want to not make mistakes in there. You got it. I mean, Tom Kenney can throw a shot right over him with that chin exposed. So it's you can tell there's a lot of nervous energy in there. Chris is trying to get the finish.
Nice left hand.
But you don't want to keep yourself open to a counter. Going a lot of shots to the body here. It's just a question of, is Tom Kenney going to be able to survive this? You can kind of tell Tom Kenney's stance very unorthodox. He's spending a lot of time deep in the crouch, but maybe that's how he survives.
Yeah, that's very dangerous, though, putting your head down like that and just covering up. I'd like to see Chris just take a step back and pick a shot to the head. He's taking those body shots, though.
He is. Tom down again.
That should be
and that's
it.
stopped. That's it. And that's a good stoppage. Chris J.
Yeah,
One and done.
Congratulations to Chris J.
We want to wish
his
Chris
team.
J a congratulations to his pro debut and his retirement. Getting it done in the ring.
All in one, yeah.
He said he really wanted to do this. He wanted to have the experience of having a pro bout, and he took care of business. But you could tell there was a lot of nervous energy in there from both guys. But Chris just jumped on him early, caught him, and he got him out of there like you're supposed to do.
Yeah, and he even actually got caught with a shot or two, so
did.
he was in a real fight. And
Yeah, Kenny's problem, I think, was honestly his head was down, and he really was just looping shots and was kind of all over the place after Chris caught him with that first overhand right. And that was it. It really was kind of academic from there.
Yeah, it was pretty clear within the first 20 seconds that this fight might not get through one round.
Yes. I think, Chris's wife allowed this fight to happen. You could say that she's the picture of perfection, and Chris might be a legend in his mind. No, we love Chris, and congratulations to him. Again, 42 years old, stepping into the ring. Not a lot of people can get in shape and do that and go for their
and to
dreams.
his credit, he looked like he's in good shape.
He was in good shape, absolutely, and got the job done. So congratulations to Chris. We're going to go up to Pete Simbor for the time of the stoppage.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 1 minute and 24 seconds of round number one. Following two knockdowns, referee Jackie Morrell calls a halt to the action. Your winner, via technical knockout, Chris J.
Chris J might be the first man to ever win a boxing match that was also in Tiger Beat magazine. So congratulations! That's going from the stressful world of touring to the boxing ring, and he's done it. He's now 1-0. And that might be it for him. So, but good stuff, man. Congratulations, Chris.
Yeah, and he's doing what he loves, music and boxing,
Yeah. All right, guys, the next fight coming up, it's going to be a rematch of a very fun fight we had back in November between Kyle Cusick of Fall River, Massachusetts, and Jay Gregory of Auburn, New York. If you watched our Boston Boxing Promotions card at the Castleton this past Thanksgiving Eve, you might remember this fight where Kyle Cusick got knocked down in the first round when Jay Gregory was hanging out on the ropes and hit him with a counter shot. And then Kyle had to get up off the canvas and win the next 3 rounds. I think Kyle wants to show that, hey, I was a little under the weather during camp last time. I want to show what I can really do in the ring, and I think Jay Gregory felt like he won that fight, and they decided to run it back. They want to.
I remember the fight making a lot of noise and people being excited about it. Unfortunately, I wasn't able to see it. I had somebody fighting that day, but it was. I heard a lot about it from Pete, and I think this might be possibly the most entertaining fight of the card. We'll see.
Absolutely.
It certainly has a possibility. Anytime you have a rematch, you have guys that know each other, so you're kind of going to have less of a feeling out process. And
absolutely. I mean, Kyle. I've seen Kyle fight twice now, and he's definitely a guy that he's 35, but he definitely moves in that ring like a much younger man, for sure. And he's going to be all action, very aggressive. And I'm sure he's going to be trying to push Jay Gregory against those ropes for 4 rounds, just to make it fun. All right, so we're going to bring a third man into the booth for this one. We are going to be joined for this bout by contender, fighter, Brandon Higgins. Brandon, pleasure to have you on the
How we doing? It's good to be
booth.
here.
Yeah.
Good to see you, champ. I was just in the
How's
gym
it going,
with Brandon
Coach?
this week working for May 8th. We'll be seeing Brandon here at back at Boston Boxing on May 8th.
May 8th, all
How
right.
we feeling, champ?
You heard it
Feeling
first.
awesome, yeah. My blood's pumping being here. I'm ready to go. It's good to watch some fights on a
This
nice
is going to be
cool
one of the more
Saturday.
exciting fights, I think. Kyle got knocked down in the first round and had to come back and win every round to secure a win in the last time they fought. So this fight here has the potential to be exciting.
I remember back at the card we had back in Windham, I was warming up for the fight, and I saw them going at it, and I was like, oh, man. I went back and watched the live stream, and it was an awesome fight.
I'm kicking
Action-packed,
myself in
so
the
I'm
butt
looking
for
forward
not
to
doing
this.
that because Pete spoke to me plenty about it, and I was just telling Gray that, because we had you fighting, I wasn't able to actually see it live as it happened, but I should have gone back and on Boston
Oh,
Boxing
good,
here on
yeah.
YouTube and watch it.
A lot of good trading, so I'm looking forward to this one.
Yeah, absolutely. It's great that you'll be back in just a couple months.
Oh, yeah.
Right
I'm looking forward to it,
right
yeah.
in this gym. So
Yes, sir.
we're looking forward to having you, Brandon.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
this works nice. Some people don't know how this works, but this is being with COVID and no crowds. This is a nice environment. It's clean, it's safe, and it's just exactly what you need for the no crowd boxing.
Absolutely. We hope to be back outside with fans and a real atmosphere by maybe July. That would be great. But
The
yeah,
sooner
until
the
then,
better, but yeah.
sooner the better. Absolutely. So I think we're gonna go over to Pete Simbor to introduce our next fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, for our 4th bout of the evening, we go to the junior middleweight division. This a rematch scheduled for 4 rounds. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner to my right. Sporting red trunks with black trim. Coming to us from New York State, welcome back, Jay Gregory. And his opponent, standing across the ring, wearing the old school blue Marvelous Marvin Hagler trunks. Coming to us from Fall River, Massachusetts, sporting a record of 1 win, 1 defeat, Kyle Clutch Cusick. 4 rounds, junior middleweights.
I do like those trunks on Kyle Cusick.
Yeah, that's a nice color.
That's a good look.
Big height difference, I'm noticing right off the bat. It'll be interesting to see how Kyle comes out to start the fight off,
Yeah.
being that he got badly hurt and knocked down the first time. So it'll be interesting his approach. But often when fighters rematch, you see less of a feeling out process.
Sure. Yeah, Kyle's at, I think, 5'7". Jay Gregory probably closer to 6 foot.
Yeah, I'd say so.
And already we see Kyle crouching down.
Yeah, coming out aggressive. He's got to be careful reaching with his head down like that, though, because Gregory could catch him with an uppercut.
Brandon, I know you fought a much taller guy in this gym before. How do you go up against a guy that's significantly bigger than you? How do you break him down?
Definitely need to flip the script right now. Where Kyle is right now, that's where he needs to get Jay Gregory, and there he goes right there. That's exactly what you need to do. Just bully him, keep him against those ropes. It's easy to find that corner with the smaller rings, so you just got to apply that pressure.
Yeah, I remember in your fight when you were against a much taller opponent, you were throwing a lot of body shots, and that guy actually told me after the fight, he goes, Brandon fought me like you're supposed to fight a taller guy. You got me on the ropes and beat me to the body.
You got to deflate those tires. In
Yeah,
that
you
smaller
wanna-
ring, it gets that much easier to deflate their tires, get on them, get physical, and push them into those ropes.
Both guys getting, looks like might have
Anytime
been
you're
a-
giving up a lot of height, you want to try to neutralize that by taking it away and crowding. You're getting on the inside of your opponent, where now the shorter fighter has the advantage. See, right here, the distance they're at, well, right there, that's to the advantage of Kyle Cusick, but nice left hook.
got it over the guard there.
Nice forearm to forearm action.
See, this is where I think, when they're up close, this is where Kyle wants to be. But like you say, he just doesn't want to get caught. He got caught with a huge overhand shot when Gregory was leaning against the ropes in that first fight. And there's a nice best punch of the fight so far for Cusick.
Can't be giving him the range. You got to close that distance and get physical.
Yeah, I was curious how he was going to come out, but there certainly wasn't much of a feeling out process. I thought maybe it'd come out a little bit more.
Kyle 1-1 as a professional. Jay Gregory 0-1, looking for that first win. Kyle is a guy that fought in the amateurs 10 years ago and really was out of boxing for a really long time. Was a gym teacher, firefighter, and he took his time during COVID to get in the best shape of his career and just dive back into boxing to take a chance with it. And you can see here, it looks like he's in I see him looking in much better shape condition-wise than he was in November.
Right off the bat, I'd like to see Kyle Cusick hit that body a lot more. He's kind of wasting a lot of energy, in my opinion, throwing these big looping shots. Because the big wide punches like that can gash you out.
Just nice short shots to the body, they'll get the job done.
Jay Gregory comes from the amateur MMA. He had 16 amateur MMA bouts, also some kickboxing experience as well. So a guy that's no combat sports is not no stranger to it. And we are at the end of the first round. I think Kyle took that round.
Kyle's round, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's still be an interesting fight because he exerted a lot of energy with the big wide punches that round. We'll see if he makes an adjustment here in round 2 and kind of calms down a little and hits that body more. I think if he does, he'll have the opportunity to possibly stop Jay Gregory.
Yeah, I've been keeping in touch with Kyle Cusick on social media, and he's been working really hard for this event. So it'd be nice to see if he can maintain that pace for 4 rounds.
Yeah, he's out of that Punishment Striking Systems gym in Swansea. It looks like they have a lot of guys working down there.
Oh, yeah. They're all getting after it.
How's your training been going for your upcoming fight,
Awesome,
Brandon?
man. I feel great.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's good to have a few months to kind of let the body recover,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to get back in there and pushing another pace that blows people's minds, so I can't wait.
Yeah, I know a lot of people are wondering Harry Gigliotti, hopefully later
yeah.
this year. That's the fight you're supposed to happen in November. So.
Yeah, hopefully by about midsummer we get that done.
Awesome.
I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah, that's the fight we all want to see for sure. Harry was recently just on the Canelo undercard himself, so I know you're probably wanting a big opportunity like that
Definitely.
at some point.
Definitely.
All right, we're in round number 2.
Kyle's coming out a little more controlled this round, guys, and going to the body, which is the exact adjustment. Certainly, if I was in this corner, I'd want to see him make.
I want to see Gregory use that jab more. I feel like as the big guy.
Yeah, that's absolutely what he
Nice
should
long
be
jab.
establishing.
There he goes, throws it there.
And then the one danger that Kyle Cusick has to be careful here is gassing himself out with these wider punches, because if that happens, I think Jay Gregory might be able to establish those long punches that you were just talking about, Gray.
Yeah. I'll say for Kyle, his gas tanks, when he fought Josh Ranieri, I was really impressed with his first pro bout. Those guys really went at each other right in this gym here. And, Kyle came up short in that fight against the guy in Ranieri who was had a lot more amateur experience and a lot younger. But I was impressed with Kyle's ability to keep the pace with a guy that was a decade younger than him.
Yeah, I did get to see that fight as it happened here, and that was a fun fight.
It was. Yeah, Gregory, I just think his punching is a little wide. I think you kind of expect that from a guy that's coming from MMA. I see Kyle's stance a little tighter.
Yeah, he kind of pushes his jab.
Nice
I'd like to
shot
see him
there.
kind of snap it a little bit more. What punch did he knock him down with in the first fight? Do you remember?
It was like an uppercut.
Uppercut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shot that's certainly there for him. The way Kyle Cusick kind of leans in at times. And I'd like to see Kyle get back to that body attack.
Gregory, to his credit, is spending a lot less of this fight on the ropes than he did in November. I mean, he was practically glued to those ropes all 4 rounds in their first fight. So I see him already making that adjustment of not giving Kyle really was a mobile target at some points.
Yeah, impressive too with that smaller ring. It's definitely a lot harder to keep yourself off the ropes when someone's pressuring you like that.
Of course.
I think he actually scored his knockdown off the ropes. His back was to the ropes when he landed that uppercut in that last fight.
Now he's in the Southpaw stance.
Do you think it's going to be strange, Brandon, when you have to fight in front of? Well, you did fight in front of fans technically in November,
Yeah,
but
definitely.
I know you're kind of been doing some fights in the gyms now, and like when we go back to it later this year, is that exciting for you? Are you somebody
looking
who feeds,
forward to it,
you
man.
feed off the crowd energy?
Definitely. There's something. It's kind of weird when there's no crowd. There's not that anxiety of impressing everyone in the crowd, but everyone's watching, so you still have that pressure to perform. But having everyone there and just hearing everyone yell and scream your name and root you on, there's nothing like it. So I can't wait to get back to that.
Yeah, unfortunately for Brandon too, he has a large following and has a big fan base. So not every fighter's so fortunate, but when Brandon fights, it's quite an experience for his friends, family, and fans.
Oh, I've been to your the Thanksgiving Eve
It's
shows.
awesome.
A lot of your
Shout out to all my fans.
all your friends and family.
Love
there.
you guys.
So we're at the end of round number 2, halfway through this fight. It feels like a distance fight to me.
Right now I
don't
would kind of lean in that direction as
I-
well. Although both guys are letting it all hang out and at times getting a little wild, so anything could happen. I think the second round was probably more competitive than the first, but I'd have to say Kyle Cusick definitively won both the first and second rounds.
Like you said, I think fitness is really going to be key here. You just don't want to be exhausted by a third round and a four-round fight where you got all that nervous energy in the ring, like we saw in that last fight, which was it was
It's
chaotic.
hard to maintain that.
Yeah. All right, we are into round 3. I'm not sure we got a delay here. Here we go. So if you just joined us, this is a 4-round bout between Kyle Cusick of Fall River, Massachusetts, 1-1, taking on Jay Gregory, Auburn, New York, 0-1.
Kyle
body
starting the third round off with good body work, like he did in the second. It'd be interesting to see if he's disciplined enough to stay to the body. It's easy to get away from it sometimes because you don't normally with body attack. It takes time to get the results you want.
Absolutely.
See here, I'd like to see Jay Gregory lay that right jab out there to try to line that left hand out, but he just seems to be content to throw one jab at a time and not bring anything behind it.
This is the worst spot for Jay Gregory right now.
Yeah, this is not where he wants to
This is
be.
where Kyle needs to get busy.
Yep. I think you're starting to see both guys getting a bit tired. I see the Cusick's mouth open.
And to me, I don't know about you guys, but it appears at this point Jay Gregory's just trying to time him with one shot. He's not really
Those
doing
big looping
anything.
shots.
He's not doing anything where he's going to be trying to win the fight by decision. I think his plan is to catch him, hurt him, and knock him out.
Yeah, I just don't see enough of a consistent attack from Jay Gregory.
That might have been the best offense he had though this round.
Yep.
And it's weird. Kyle at times will kind of give ground deliberately, and then he'll explode again.
Kind of get him to reach a little bit.
Nice little
I'd like to see him
combination
go
there.
right back down to the body after he lands something up top like that.
You can see some of his punishment striking systems teammates in the corner with him. We're going to be seeing a few of those fighters later today. Jonathan Gruber and Stephen Langlis will be fighting later on this card, and his trainer and manager working the corner, Aaron Bernardo.
I'd like to see Kyle Cusick throw an uppercut now. He's working the body well, and he's starting to bend Jay Gregory down where he'd be able to take a half step back and land an uppercut. You could just hear his corner call for an uppercut.
Jay Gregory really covering up here.
But Kyle, to his credit, is being more consistent with his body attack here. He came out and was attacking the body in the second round, and then he kind of got away from it. He's sticking with what he should be doing here. Wants to go right back down on that body.
Taking a little breather, getting a little gas from the last
Yeah, I was
fight.
going to say,
yeah.
definitely a slower pace than we saw in the first round for sure. Gregory trying to slip the jab in between those overhands. You can tell both guys definitely slowing down a bit.
Yeah, but in fairness to Kyle Cusick, he's expelled a lot of energy.
Right.
Jay Gregory really hasn't.
So we're getting to the fourth and final round of this fight. This is bout number 4 of 13 here in the Southpaw Boxing and Fitness Gym in Windham, New Hampshire. We thank everybody for joining us live on YouTube. Lively chat, that's all I'm going to say. But thank you for joining us and watching all this action. We really do appreciate it. And we'll certainly be back with more cards later in the year with some of the best up-and-coming talent in the New England boxing area. And we got some established fighters, too. You're going to see Tommy Karpency today as well. So guys have definitely been to that top level as well. But yeah, a guy like Kyle Cusick, he's going for a dream, man. He just wants to see how far he can get in boxing. Turned pro last year, came in late, but he's going for it. You got to give him respect for that.
Yeah, he certainly fights hard.
Last round, not sure what the delay here is.Maybe something going on in the corner.
Now, if I'm Jay Gregory, I'm going to take more chances this round, and he's got to make some changes. Looks like maybe
some ice or something.
Okay, it looks like there was an ice bucket that was tipped over, and
apparently nobody has a towel.
And I guess there is no towel in the.
Oh yeah, the fighters are soaking it up.
Yeah, this actually might. Both guys might welcome this extended this break.
Say, might be good to get that. We got the mop in the ring.
Tom Clark mopping it up.
Tom Clark keeping the ring sanitized and clean. Shout out to Tom Clark, keeping everybody safe.
Tom and Steve, yeah, always helping the promotion run smooth.
Steve Clark as well. He's the gentleman in the very nice hat that you'll see later on the in the ring.
Yeah, Steve's kind of got a tradition at this point to dressing to the occasion for Boston boxing.
He's a
He
man.
looks great today, yeah.
He's
Got the whole St.
awesome.
Patty's Day get up.
Like you're saying, Pete needs that. I wish he had a green jacket on. Really lean into this.
It's got a green tie though, right?
It's got the green tie.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. We are still cleaning up that area here. Apologies for the delay. We appreciate y'all sticking in.
Was that spilled ice, or they're really taking
Looks like
measures
it's got
to
some kind of
Yeah.
substance to it.
solution? Yeah.
I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm kind of.
Interesting though. This is around the same time last year. We all went into quarantine, so
Yeah.
it's nice to be here. We've gotten a lot of events off with the live streams, and
Absolutely.
we've all stayed active fighting, which is great.
Yeah, it's been great to be able to do these shows to keep you guys active during a time where, the amount of boxing that's happening right now, it's really been cut down. All right,
Jay
guys.
Gregory's being a little bit more active here and letting his hands go, taking more chances than he has to. He's down 3 rounds.
Yeah, that was, I think, had to be 2 minutes of a rest there.
And at the moment, I'd say he looks the fresher of the two.
I think he needed it. Yeah, you never know as a boxer, you just never know when little things like that might happen. We've seen delays before, split gloves, broken ring ropes. You just
And again,
never know.
in fairness to Kyle, he's put out a lot more into this fight. So if indeed, nice body shot by Jay Gregory. If Jay is the fresher of the two, it would make sense because he's done a lot less and Kyle's done a lot more.
Yeah.
But he's having some success here. He's landing to the body and the head. And I wouldn't say by any measure that he has Kyle in trouble, but he certainly has his attention right now. And I think Kyle's more tired than anything.
Yeah, I mean, Gregory's the guy that needs the big finish here, in my opinion.
Yeah, if he doesn't.
Ooh,
There's a cut
there's a
on the
cut
back of the
on the
head.
Blood on the back of
on
the head
the
of Cusick
back
there.
of the head of Cusick. You don't really see that too often, but that is certainly a
He's
gash.
fighting a physical fight.
Yeah, it could have been anything, guys. It could have been an elbow. It could have been a butt. Could have been a punch.
This is where he needs to just bite down and get busy here.
See, and this is where Kyle needs to stay. When he's staying here, he's controlling the action. I don't know how you guys feel, but I think this has been Jay Gregory's best round, but I think Kyle's now back in control and winning it.
I agree. I think Jay Gregory does himself no favors when he's tied up and letting Cusick just lean on him and be the one to throw shots. If Jay Gregory's going to have success, he needs to have some space in between, throwing that jab, trying to get in between Kyle's overhands.
And right now, guys, Kyle Cusick definitely is now looking the fresher of the two.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good
Putting
body
in good
work by
volume
Kyle,
to the
yeah.
body, yep.
This is starting to look more like their first fight
Exactly,
where
I was
Kyle
about
was
to
just
say that.
leaning on him the whole time.
He needs to change that geography of the ring, Jay Gregory does.
Yep.
but he seems to content to be right there in his own corner. To Kyle's credit, though, he's being very physical and kind of forcing him to be there. See, they're not locked up, so there's no reason for the ref to break them.
Yeah.
Well, right as I say
No.
it. While Jay Gregory's in that southpaw stance, I'd love to see Kyle Cusick throw just a straight right to the body. One of
Agreed.
my favorite punches with a conventional against the southpaw. Now he's gone back conventional, so that shot kind of goes away a little.
All right, we are at the end of the fourth and final round. Bit of a quiet end to a fight that was very entertaining. I think guys would agree. Kyle Cusick, I think, probably won this fight.
All four
Definitely.
rounds.
All
I'd
four
say.
rounds?
Yeah, I'd
Yeah.
say so.
I'd say most generous to Gregory, maybe 3-1.
If there was a round you could give to him, it would be the fourth.
The
But
fourth,
I
yeah.
gave Kyle all four rounds.
I agree. I think Gregory's offense wasn't consistent enough. He had a couple nice moments, but yeah, it was Kyle really the one putting on the pressure. So fun fight. We have a lot more coming up this afternoon, so stick with us. We're gonna be here for all day. We got. We got Tyrone Lucky versus Aquilao and Brandao coming up next. Nick Molina, Justin Morales after that. Danny Robles, Earnest Walls. Tommy Karpency versus Mickey Scarborough. Jonathan Gruber versus Francisco Neto. Rico Depaolis versus Scott Lampert. Denzel Whitley versus Jader, Alves de Oliveira. David Tubbs versus Montoyia Swilling. And our main event, 6 rounds, 2 undefeated guys. It's going to be Matthew Tinker versus Stephen Langlis. So we're just waiting now for the scorecards, and we are also getting the ring decontaminated.
I think, guys, that maybe that the element of surprise that Jay Gregory had in that first fight where he was able to catch Kyle Cusick wasn't so much there for this.
Yeah,
Kyle had
agreed.
a better idea what to expect, and I think he won all 4 rounds.
I agree. I think I would.
What's people saying? They agreeing 4-0?
Yeah, pretty much. That seems like what the chat's saying. All right, we're going to go to Pete Simbor for the scorecards.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this will be 40-36 for Kyle Cusick.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Martha Tremblay and Dave Patton score the fight 40-36. John Madfist scores the fight 39-37. All for your winner, via unanimous decision, Kyle Clutch Cusick.
There it is, Kyle Clutch Cusick, 2-1 as a professional. So 2 judges giving him all 4 rounds. 3rd judge giving him 3 out of the 4 rounds. Brandon Higgins, thanks for stopping by, man.
Of course, yeah.
Thanks,
Good to see
champ.
some inside fighting.
Great to have you here.
Yeah.
You know it.
We wish you the best of luck. You'll be back in action in May, right in this gym on
You know
YouTube. So we look forward to seeing you, man. Thanks
I'm
for
looking
popping
forward
in.
to it. Once again, shout out to all my fans. Shout out Mom and Dad. Love you guys. I'll catch you guys later. Thanks for having me.
Great to have
Thank you.
Brandon
Thanks,
Higgins.
Chris.
Thanks, champ, as always.
Thank you.
All right, next fight coming up will be in a 4-round bout. It will be between Tyrone Lucky of Galloway, New Jersey, a guy that has, you call him the journeyman type, but looking for a win here to get his record back up to 500. He's 12-13-4, 4 knockouts. Last time he fought was on the Errol Spence, Danny Garcia undercard in Arlington, Texas. Lost by TKO 5 to Frank Martin, an undefeated opponent. He'll be going in against Aquilao Brandao, 43 years old from Woburn, Massachusetts. A guy that is more of an MMA fighter. 9-8 is an MMA fighter. 2-0-2 is a pro. We're going to transition now to some ads, some of our sponsors. We want to thank everybody. And Pete Simbor's here to do a little ad read.
Yeah, I just want to thank the sponsors who have helped make these Boston boxing promotions live streams possible amidst this pandemic. I think there's light at the end of the tunnel, but Wicked Good Barbershop, Coastal Roasters, Agustin Cafe, One Way Recycling in Taunton. These people from Fall River are supporting our show today. I want to make sure they get a lot of love because we actually have 3 fighters from that area fighting on the show today. Kyle Cusick, who's just victorious via unanimous decision. Later on, we'll be seeing Stephen Clubber Langlis and John Lethal Gruber as well. So I want to make sure everyone thanks these sponsors here. And Did we have Brandon Higgins doing some commentary for that last
He
fight?
was. He was in the house doing some commentary. You never know who's going to pop in.
You never know who's going to pop in. We're going to welcome in Francisco Chia Santana for the next 2 fights
All
to
right.
join you and Sean Farley. So you guys enjoy that discussion with one of the toughest welterweights of the past decade in boxing.
Absolutely. We
And
are.
junior middleweight when the money was right.
Yes, we got him all the way from California. Stepping in. Francisco Chia Santana will be joining us very shortly. Coming into the booth, the former contender, a man who has fought the best.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, man.
So, we got a couple, I know a couple guys from Knuckleheads Gym we'll be seeing a little bit later today.
Yes.
I'm sure you got to be excited.
Yeah. I was mostly excited for, one of my best friends, Chris J.
We'll talk a little bit about Chris J after
Yes,
the intros
yes.
here. No doubt, we'll be seeing David Tubbs and Danny Robles in action as well a little bit later. But right now we have a 4-round fight. It will be between Tyrone Lucky and Agustin Brandao. Tyrone Lucky just looking to get back to 500. This is a guy that's been in with some of the best names in boxing: Ryan Garcia, Jason Sosa, Albert Machado, Tevin Farmer. Guys that have won world titles have been in the ring with Tyrone Lucky, and he's definitely beaten some guys. Beat 11-0 Anthony Karpency, 9-2 Jerome Conquest. So he's a guy that can definitely, under the right circumstances, pull off the upset. And his opponent, like I said, Agustin Brandao, more of an MMA fighter than a pro boxer. He's getting in the ring right now. His last time he was in the ring as a boxer was in 2013. Fought Rashidi Ellis.
Wow.
For our next fight, we go to the welterweight division. This fight is scheduled for 4 rounds. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner. Wearing solid black trunks, coming to us from Woburn, Massachusetts, and tonight entering the ring for the 3rd time as a professional, Aquilao Brandao. And standing directly across the ring, sporting gold trunks with red trim. From the great state of New Jersey, welcome back to Southpaw Boxing and Fitness, Tyrone Lucky. 4 rounds, welterweights.
All right, guys, this should be a good one. Francisco Santana, I got to ask you, man, how's it, you're used to fighting in front of a lot of fans, big arenas. I know you were on that Errol Spence, Danny Garcia undercard, along with this man, Tyrone Lucky.
Yes.
Is it weird coming to, as a boxer, fighting in the gym like this?
No, I mean, I've always, for me, coming out of the amateurs, I went straight to fighting in big arenas. I was always very lucky. I got picked up by Dan Guzin, was my very first promoter. May he rest in peace, which now is TGB Promotions. But I started off my career out in San Jose, and it was always in big venues. And I always wondered what it would be like to fight in small venues like this. This is like the real, underground fighting almost.
Right.
I love it. This is boxing to me.
Well, I know Gray's a wrestling fan like myself, and in wrestling you have studio wrestling back. Actually, it's back in NWA, and
Yes.
this is kind of almost like studio boxing.
This is the NWA Power with 3 R's of boxing, I would say. Right, in the studio, the AEW Dark of boxing, you might say. Guys that are really, these are guys that are getting their careers established, or
Good
veterans.
analogy.
Yeah, veterans that are just looking to get back on track. And I feel like this is sort of the developmental series for when we come back this summer, and we're going to have the bigger and better fights in front of a lot of fans. So this is what this is. This is to get guys active. Keep them in good form, because later this year they're going to be in bigger, harder fights with big implications. So that's like a Tyrone Lucky. This is a guy that's, he's been on plenty of these PBC undercards. This is the guy that they call in to test prospects. And this is a fight for him to get his record back on track. And I'm sure he'll be back and, testing somebody pretty soon.
Tyron's fainting well. Gray, I actually want to just bring up a quick story. First time I met Tyrone Lucky was in about 2008 at Gleason's Gym, and he fought a kid, Agustin Morris, that I trained. And Agustin had a hell of a chin on him, and he never even received an 8 count. He got his first 2 8 counts and about 50 amateur fights. Fighting Tyrone, fortunately, we were able to come back and give Tyrone an 8 count in the back then it was 4 2-minute rounds, and win a close split decision, but it could have gone either way. But you mentioned some of the guys he's fought as a professional. I believe Tyron's beat Ricky Edwards as an amateur. Tyrone was on the national scene as an amateur fighter, and he's a big right hand puncher.
Oh,
I think
goes.
that was all came off of the right hand. It was 2 left hands that dropped him, but I think it was more from the right hand before the two short left hooks.
I think the issue with Brandao is he hasn't been in the ring in like 8 years, MMA or boxing wise. So it's having to do this after such a long layoff like this. Never easy.
Oh, nice left hand.
Nice shot. He's out of the ring.
Hopefully he's okay.
In front of Pete Simbor, and it is immediately stopped. Hopefully he's okay.
I like how he set up that punch with body shots. After he had him hurt, he went right back downstairs. A lot of these fighters, when they get him hurt, they forget about the body.
Yeah,
but they
they'll
don't
start
realize,
headhunting.
when they're vulnerable upstairs, the first instinct is to cover up. And they leave themselves exposed to the body. And I like how he went back down to the body and then right back with the hook and got him out of there.
Yeah, I mean, that's a sign of a true veteran, for sure. Lucky, this is this is nothing new for him. And he gets the TKO win over Brandao, who thankfully is okay. I mewill that was a spill to the floor, but he got right back up, so good for him. But yeah, that was quick work for Mr. Tyrone Lucky, who will get his record back to 500, 13-13-4.
Unfortunately for Brandao, we're here at Southpaw Boxing where the ring's only about a foot off the floor. Had that happened and say a show with an audience with the higher ring, he could have gotten hurt a lot worse. So fortunate for him.
We have to really emphasize this is a tight space. There is not a lot of people in this gym. It's usually just a gym where people go to train. A great one, by the way. If you're ever in New England, come to Southpaw Boxing and Fitness. But yeah, there's just not a lot of space in between where the judges are sitting in the ring.
It's a perfect gym, though.
It is,
Yeah,
isn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
It's a nice
It's a
place.
real nice
it's got
place.
character to it.
Yes.
It's got atmosphere, yeah.
So I want to ask you, I know your friend Chris J picking up a win earlier
Oh,
today.
my gosh,
so how's that
yes.
feel? That's got to be kind of surreal to see a guy that I know you've probably known for a while.
Ladies
known
and
him-
gentlemen,
I've known him for...
the end comes at
sorry,
2
let's
minutes
do the
and
intro.
49 seconds of round number 1. Your referee, Jackie Morrell, calls a halt to this contest. Your winner via TKO, Tyrone Lucky.
249 in round 1, Tyrone Lucky. Yeah, but going back to what you're saying about Chris J, it's a guy you've known for a really long time. I'm sure.
He's one of my best friends, and when I found out that he was making his pro debut, I was like, wait, what? I'm like, really? But I knew he can do it. I mean, this guy spars more than anybody in the gym.
Do he ever spot you?
Yeah, I help him out.
Work with him. Yeah.
Yes, and so I gotta say he's one of the only manager that I know that is also pro.
Awesome. We're going to go to a quick ad read before our next fight between Nick Molina and Justin Morales. And we're joined here by
gentlemen,
Pete
first off, I
Simbor.
want to say that in the history of me working in boxing, never before has a body left the ring and hit me while I was
hit
going
you?
over notes with the producer for the show. I felt like someone kicked me in the ass, and I think that's exactly what happened. I got some legs to the backside. So congratulations to Tyrone Lucky for accomplishing that feat.
We were commenting how fortunately here at Southpaw Boxing the ring isn't elevated, so
That is true. That is true. Well, we want to thank a lot of our sponsors. We already thanked the sponsors from Fall River you see on the screen now, Wicked Good Barbershop, Coastal Roasters, Agustin Cafe, and One Way Recycling in Taunton. Coming up next, we have Justin Morales taking on Nick Molina. And Nick Molina, quite a bit of support in the Haverhill area. You can see that realtor by the name of Tony Ducharme, Drake at Car Wash, also Simply Keeley Esty Shop. Look at this Mass Statewide Painting. How's this? Nick Molina works at Mass Stateside Painting. They're supporting his boxing career. He works there, he trains with the guy that owns that, and he dates his daughter. What a trifecta that is.
Whoa.
So, thank you to all of the sponsors in the Lowell, Haverhill, Merrimack Valley area for supporting our fights, and Nick Molina coming up next, taking on Justin Morales. Should be a good 4-round fight.
Absolutely, guys. So Nick Molina from Lowell, Massachusetts area, 1-0, 21 years old. So just turned pro not too long ago, just the end of last year. Trained by Manny Farley as well.
same last name as me. No relation.
No
but we're good.
relation.
I'm good friends with Manny. And Nicky Molina's a real nice fighter. I've known him for a while, seen a lot of his amateur fights, and he's come up to the gym in Haverhill and sparred with some of my guys, most notably Matt Doherty, and I think you guys are going to be impressed with Nicky Molina, who's in with a tough guy today.
And his opponent is Justin Morales, which we'll learn about now.
Ladies and gentlemen, for our next bout, we go to the lightweight division. This one scheduled for 4 rounds. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner. Today, making his pro debut, sporting solid black trunks. He comes to us from New Bedford, Massachusetts, fighting out of Cranston, Rhode Island, making his pro debut, ladies and gentlemen, Justin Morales. And his opponent standing directly across the ring, sporting blue trunks with white trim. From Lowell, Massachusetts, entering this fight with a record of 1 win, 0 defeats. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back, Nick Molina. 4 rounds, lightweights.
Yeah, so saying his opponent, Justin Morales, turning pro at 38 years old from New Bedford, had a lot of amateur bouts, but about a decade ago. Southern New England Golden Gloves finalist in 2011, but yeah, it kind of took some time off. I think had a couple of attempts at turning pro, but really finally was able to pull the trigger today. Got to throw a question out to you, Chia Santana. When you're early in your career, when you turned pro, remember your first fight at all? Nervous energy?
Oh yes. Even till day, I still get nervous. You know, if you don't get nervous, then there's something wrong.
Right.
You know, every fighter, nerves are they can be your best friend. So, gotta learn how to control them. But yeah, you would think I had 115 amateur fights turning pro. You'd think I wouldn't be nervous, but I was.
Morales coming out of the gates fast here, but this, Nicky's seen a lot. He's had a good solid amateur background, and I think he'll be ready for whatever look. And to Morales' credit, it looks like he's in pretty deep, looks in good shape for a guy that hasn't fought in 10 years.
2020 New
Trying to jab the body, that's a veteran sign.
Molina, a 2020 New England Golden Gloves finalist. I mean, that's the best of the best in the amateur scene in New England. He made it all the way to the finals. So a guy that's definitely been at that high level as an amateur before going pro last year. Justin Morales took this fight about a month ago. His original opponent had to pull out due to illness. So
nice jab by Nicky. And you see when Nicky gets down low, he tries to hit the body. Yeah, that's Nick in blue.
So every time I notice that one thing, you see, he keeps dropping the left hand when he steps straight back. That can be dangerous later on in the future. You know, if he keeps pulling back with that straight left hand out, he can't get timed. Caught with an overhand right, and so that's something that he's just learning. It's only his second pro fight,
but something he'll want to correct.
Yeah, but so far, I mean, he looks very composed. You can tell he's got the good amateur pedigree.
I like Morales' stance. He seems like a guy that's definitely comfortable in there, even though this is his pro debut.
Yeah.
He isn't throwing kind of wild shots from weird angles that we've seen from guys earlier. For a pro debut guy, looks confident.
Well, I remember hearing that Morales was a Golden Glove champ. I don't know if that was at the novice level or the open level, but I was informed that he too was a Golden Glove champ. Granted, that might have been 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But you win the Golden Gloves, even as a novice, you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
And it might have been open. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure either. He's trained by Brian Johnson as well.
Nice combination by
shot.
Nicky and finish with the right hand of the body. That's the thing I like so much about Nicky is he'll punch in combination. He's very comfortable in there for such a young guy.
You can tell he's experienced. A lot of these amateur fighters, they still have that amateur style. The bouncing, the scoring the points. But he looks like he comes from a gym where he's been in there with some of the pros before. In sparring and stuff. He's got that pro style.
Yeah.
Oh, so Molina already cut. It looks like that is not in a good,
left eye.
Not a good place. That is a very bad place for a cut. They're going to have to do a lot of work in that corner. That thing is gushing. Finishing off with a couple jabs to the face at the end of round 1. I'll have to take a look at that cut there. But that is right. Yeah, that's going. I think that might be going into the eye. Or going to the side because it's the end of the brow. So it's probably going to the side of the eye. If it was right over it, I would say that would be a little worse. But still, not a great place to get cut. I'm sure.
No.
I've never, surprisingly, my 16-year boxing career as a pro, never been cut.
Never been
cut?
cut?
I've never once suffered a cut. So I don't know what that's like, but I've heard from fighters that It feels a little numb sensation, but the worst part is when the blood starts getting to your eye, you start seeing a little blurry, and essentially it blacks out, so you lose your vision.
Yeah, I think that when I was looking at the end of the round, it looked a lot worse than really it is right now.
Yeah,
I
it
think
seems to be on the corner, but
yeah,
it could still get in the eye.
You just got to make sure that.
Wow, that's amazing. 16 years, never cut.
Never, nah. Thank
Wow.
God. Thank God.
That's amazing.
That's great genetics.
Yeah. So, and the first time I ever hit the deck was my last fight. Besides,
that's
that
right.
one, and yeah.
Oh, he hurt him.
Right away.
That's what you want to see, though. You face a little adversity, like getting cut, come right out and hurt the guy.
That's a good. Yeah, that's what you want to do.
Oh, nice. Right hand over the top by Nicky. Short left
There
hook.
you go. I like to see him. There you go. A little more composed, a little tighter with his punches, and put his combinations together.
That cut looks like it is flowing, but again, it's not. The good news for Molina is it's not going into the eye. It's going to the side of the eye.
You guys were mentioning that, Nicky looks like he spars a lot of pros. He comes and spars a pro that I trained that I think fought your teammate, Matt Doherty.
Yes,
he fought
Rudy Ochoa.
And they had a hell of a fight here.
That was the it went all the way to distance.
Yes, it did.
Yeah.
And Matt and Nicky, nice right hand by Nicky. They get some real good work in. Matt's the veteran and Nicky's the young up and coming fighter, so that always pairs up for some great work.
Yeah, I mean Matt Doherty, no stranger to being in the ring.
Yeah, he's fought 3 Olympians,
Yeah.
maybe 4. I might be wrong there.
A guy that does not turn down tough fights.
Yeah, I was very impressed by Rudy that day as well. They had a hell of a fight. Rudy really brings a nice pace. He stays within himself.
Yes. Rudy really had to work that afternoon, and I think we'll be seeing
another nice left hook.
I think we'll be seeing Matt Doherty, by the way, on that May card.
That's the plan, Matt. Another guy that I trained, Mikey Bulger, junior middleweight that I'm real excited about. Of course, Brandon Higgins.
All right, got some. You heard it
3
here
guys
first.
I'll have going next show. Yeah,
3. Sean Farley, busy man in May. Right now, I think this is a really good, much better round for Nick Molina here. I think he won the first round, but I think he's even dominating more here in the second.
Well, yeah, he had Morales hurt early in the round.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, snaps Morales' head back.
I'd just like to see Nicky calm down a little bit.
I like to see Nicky dig into the body a little more.
Yep.
I think Nick
start working the little body and setting that'll set up the head shot, the money shot.
You kind of I think Molina really wants to get him out of here.
Now we see Morales going to the southpaw stance. I'd like to see that straight right to the body.
The liver's closest.
Yep, right.
Both guys tied up here, getting broken up by referee Kevin Hope.
And to your comment about liking to see him go to the body more, when Nicky warms up and goes to the body, he is a good body puncher. I'd like to see him do more, hit that body more as well. Nice right hand
that was
body
a good
by
shot.
Morales.
Could hear that one.
Might have landed more with the open part of the glove, but still.
Last 10 seconds here in round number 2.
See, but right in there, like Francisco said, that Nicky had an opportunity where he maybe could have came up the middle to the solar plex there, and I would like to see him do it. Good round for Nicky, though, especially after getting that little scare and being cut in the first round.
Clear Molina round here. I think he's up 2-0. This is a 4-round fight. We are in bout number 6 of 13. So we got the baker's dozen of fights today. We still have plenty left to go. After this fight, we're going to see Danny Robles, the man who owns the New Hampshire State knockout record, 13 seconds.
So that's my teammate.
That's a guy that can hit.
That's my teammate. I'll be as soon as this fight's over, I'll be right over there working the corner. But I'm really excited for Danny. He hits like a light heavyweight.
Yeah.
Yes.
He's a featherweight, super featherweight, and he punches like a light heavyweight. And at the gym, I gave him the nickname the Prince, like the Prince Nassim Hamed. You know. So one thing is we always say when he spars, I always quote him. Man, he looks good. You remember when Prince Nassim quoted that every time.
Good. Yeah.
So.
Well, maybe he'll come in on a magic carpet one day. All right, round number 3 of 4 between Nick Molina and Justin Morales. Oh, we got a headbutt there. I think that was a headbutt. Let's see.
This is nothing deliberate by either guy. Both guys are fighting hard. Sometimes when that happens and they're excited, the heads can clash.
Morales says he's okay. A little bit of a pause there. You never, in a 4-round fight like this, accidental head clashes that can be that can be bad.
Although Morales, you got to give it for Morales. He is hanging in there.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean,
Super
he's
game.
fighting hard.
He's
Giving Nicky a run for his money. I mean, but you can tell Nick is definitely the most composed fighter, the more experienced fighter. But Morales got some tools of his own.
Yeah, like Morales has clearly spent a lot of time in a boxing ring. This isn't. It looks very comfortable. He looks more comfortable in there than some of these guys with actual pro bouts.
Yes. He's a
That I've
veteran.
seen.
He's a veteran. He's a game fighter.
Nicky's starting to settle down a little this round and pick his shots a little bit better, not rushing.
See, I like how he's feigning. He's feigning to the body, giving a little feint. We'll set something up for upstairs.
Nicky's trainer, guys, his name is Manny Farley. His father, Manny Freitas, actually fought Marvin Hagler.
Oh,
Yeah.
my.
Wow.
Yeah, Nicky keeps
Oh.
landing that left hook, and I think he's starting to hurt
Ooh,
Morales
that's
ever so slightly.
Morales is on with his hands down on the ropes there. Very lucky that he didn't get hit with something even more flush.
A little bit of head hunting, though. Again, just like Francisco mentioned earlier, I'd like to see Nicky go to that body. And he's a good body puncher once he gets to it.
There it is. 1-2 from Morales. Again, just saying, hey, I'm still here.
There you go. I like to see him double that jab up. Keep that jab busy.
I was just going to say that. Put
Put that
occupy
jab.
the space.
And not necessarily if you don't have to be in his face. Just it's more so he can measure that distance. Pop that jab in his shoulder and his chest. That'll set his combinations up.
And the jab's a funny punch, right? It doesn't always have to land to be effective. If
No,
you're controlling the space, whether you're keeping the guy on the outside or it's putting you in position to get on the inside.
I mean,
if it's controlling the distance, it's effective.
Distance is key in boxing, and the jab is the most important punch in boxing. The jab will set everything up. It'll open up for the big hard shots and the combinations, and also it's a defensive punch as well. It'll get you out of harm's way.
Probably the safest punch in all the boxing if thrown correctly.
Yeah, if you're having trouble, just go back to the basics. And jab is the most basic punch and very creative.
If you're in Morales' corner right now, as we end round 3, what adjustments does he need to make in this fourth and final round to try and salvage, I think, a lead that he does not have?
I would ask him to really set some feints and maybe try to walk Nicky into something. I think he's lost the first 3 rounds. He's got to have a big round. They should be trying to motivate him too, letting him know that if he doesn't do something this round, he's about to get his first professional loss in his pro debut.
Right.
Yeah.
That cut on Molina looks a lot better now. They've done a nice job working on that. So we're in the fourth and final round, the bout between Nick Molina and Justin Morales. We have several more bouts to go. This is the 6th of 13 fights today in Windham, New Hampshire, at Southpaw Boxing and Fitness. We want to give a shout out to the great team here. Awesome people, and they have been nothing but generous to Boston Boxing Promotions. So we want to thank them so much for just giving us the space, and they've been amazing. So thank you to them, and thank you to everybody tuning in and supporting local boxing here in New England. All right, fourth and final round here between Nick Molina and Justin Morales.
There you go. I like that little shove that Molina just made with the shoulder. That's a veteran move, to create a little space, a little distance.
Oh,
nice.
That's a good
got
shot.
jammed up between the guys.
Morales definitely felt that one.
Right
And
back.
Nicky's looking to make a statement here, guys. He's winning the fight, but he's out here pressing for the knockout.
Yeah.
And I think that he's in a position where he could still score that knockout.
And I'd like to see him a little more jabs in there to set those big shots that he's trying to look for. Just how he did right there. As he's stepping forward, Morales back straight back. once in a while, when somebody's putting that pressure, as you see there, with his hands down.
Switching stances too, going from conventional southpaw back to conventional.
Right there, you can definitely double up that jab, and then you can come in with the overhand right.
Couple jabs there from Morales. Definitely a slower round 4. Nice shots there by Molina.
Yeah, this is where I'd really like to see Nicky go to the body, though.
Yeah.
The guy's constantly, nice right hand. He's constantly changing stances, trying to make himself as tough a
there
target
you
hit
go.
as possible.
And when he's in, I like it. I mean, he did the shoulder, the shove with the shoulder. Like maybe when he's in there, that's when you can give a couple angles as well. Don't let him tie you up. There you go. Go to the body right there.
Exactly right. I think had he gone to the body and come up to the head, he would have had more success there.
And right there, see, he's
again that shoulder.
Shoulder again.
Veteran move, right, for somebody with only 2 pro fights.
That is a veteran move. That's, you can tell he's been in there with some veterans, like you mentioned, your fighter. As a veteran in there, you only pick that in the gym.
Yeah, Nicky handles himself real well in there. He's got a good feel for the ring. He moves well. He moves his head. But I agree with you more. Had he used the jab a little bit more, maybe things would have gone, a little smoother. But I think he's won all so far. He's on his way to winning all 4 rounds.
I mean that you'll get that you'll get that in experience. I mean, it's his second pro fight, so
right.
So he's still trying to, I mean he's learning. It's a learning in progress, and
now I hear his coach Manny saying, "There you
10
go,
seconds
body,"
left.
so they see what we see as well.
So it looks like Nick Molina is on his way to another 4-round unanimous decision win against a veteran opponent. I mean, last time in his pro debut, he fought a guy named Bernard Davis, who had a lot of amateur bouts, just like Justin Morales, and get the same results here.
And when you have a guy that knows his way around the ring like that too, you can put him in tough.
Yeah.
And I think often it's to the prospect's advantage coming up to go 4 rounds back to back, opposed to say getting 2 first-round knockouts. You're going to learn more in these type of fights than you will in a quick knockout.
I agree.
So I mean, you got to build them properly, correctly.
Yeah.
Stepping them up little by little. Let them get the rounds in. Let them know what it feels like to go all the way to the decision.
Right.
So that way it'll prepare you for when you're stepping up with the elite and you become from a prospect to a contender.
Right.
And then what it's like, that transition, and then that'll set you up for every fighter's dream, the world title shots.
Well said by somebody who would know.
Yes.
I think you guys agree probably all 4 rounds here for Molina.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking too.
I thought the first round was the most competitive.
Yeah.
But I think Nicky had the edge all 4 rounds. Well, I think more definitively as it went on.
I agree. I think that it just wasn't the end of the day. Morales just wasn't able to do enough in there.
And Nicky's still very young. I think you're going to, as you see him get physically stronger, because as we can all see, he really knows his way around that ring, often more so than many people with just 2 bouts now.
Right.
I expect big things from Nicky, and he's a really nice guy as well.
You definitely see he's got the experience. He's got a bright future ahead of him.
I agree.
I mean, for only the second pro fight, and the way he conducts himself in there, the way he moves, like you said, he moves like a veteran. So he moves like somebody that's been there plenty of fights. Yeah.
So
before you would think he would add a lot more than you'd think this is more than his.
We're gonna go to Pete now for the scores.
After 4 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Martha Tremblay scores the fight 39-37. Judge John Madfis and Dave Patton score the fight 40-36 for your winner via unanimous decision, Nick Molina.
All right, so Nick Molina shot out on 2 cards, 3 rounds to 1 on the other. Competitive fight, fun fight. And before we go to our sponsor, we want to thank you for Chia Santana for popping in, man.
Thank you very much for having me. This is pretty cool to be here and be.
It's cool to have you.
Thanks for coming by.
Never been to New Hampshire before.
I like it.
I love it. It's nice, and being able to be in an atmosphere like this is pretty awesome. So,
thanks for coming by and joining us this afternoon.
Now I'm gonna be changing roles, and I'll be in the corner.
We'll see you in the corner, champ.
Working with Danny right now.
All right, man.
For stopping by.
Thank you so much.
Thank
you so much for everything.
Nick, on behalf of myself, my crew, and my company, we wish you all the luck. You're one hell of a friggin' fighter. Go get him, brother.
All right, I want to thank again all of our tremendous sponsors that are helping us out this afternoon. And for our next bout, we're Brandon Higgins back in the house.
Heyo,
It's going to be me and Brandon calling this fight together. This would be a good one, man. A guy that has made definitely some fireworks when he's been in this gym. Danny Robles, 3-0-1, 3 knockouts from Oxnard, California. 4-round bout. He's going to be taking on Earnest Walls from Iowa, who took this fight on a week's notice. So that's never easy when you got to fight a guy.
Never.
I believe your last fight, you took on a guy, Jader, who came in very short notice.
Yeah, and I see him around here. He'll be fighting later on tonight. I'll come back for that fight. He is a hell of a tough cat, so I'm interested to see that one.
Yeah, so as a fighter, is it like, I know like in November you were training for Harry. It's like, you're assuming that's the fight, and then a couple days. And then I believe you had another opponent at one point, got in a car accident. Yeah. And then like 2 days before or whatever, you're told, hey, you got to fight another guy now. So is that like for you, is it like, I just want to get in the ring at that point, or like how do you mentally get yourself ready for a change like that?
Well, it's definitely frustrating. I mean, you're training towards one style opponent, and then it switches, but in the end, you want to just get in there. You want to get a W, so whatever happens, happens, I'm glad to be fighting regardless, whether it's a late replacement or not.
Yeah, no doubt about it. It's so Danny's kind of going through right now. He had an opponent who bailed out, I believe, last week, decided to retire, and I kind of wonder if he saw the I know the last time Danny was in there, that 13-second knockout. Yeah, you might have seen that clip. Mm-hmm.
It can be frustrating, but everything's got to go. When it's fight week, especially. Everything's got to go well, no matter what. Anything could go wrong, you just have to keep that positive mind state and keep your mind set on winning. Because when you get in there, it's game time. Time to fight.
Absolutely. Danny trains out of the Knuckleheads Gym in Ventura, California. We've seen a lot of those guys on these cards. Yeah. They always come in very focused. Great dudes, too. Really great guys. Some of the best. We saw Chris J earlier pick up his pro debut.
Real quick
work. We'll see David. Awesome. We'll see David Tubbs, one of the nicest people I've ever met, as well, coming up later on the show. So awesome. Anytime those guys pop in, it's always entertaining. For sure.
Pumped for Chris too. He always hooks me up with awesome contenders. Clothing, so
the best clothing
super
line
comfy too. It just keeps getting better, so go check them out.
Get
some clothes off them.
Get
some undies.
Get some undies. Go wear the clothes that the champions wear. Contenders clothing.
Exactly.
High quality merch. I can tell you as a customer, as someone who's gotten gear from Chris, it's the best. Mm-hmm. So I guess we're just still waiting here a little bit. You never know what the pacing on
happens. Yeah, you got to disinfect.
You got to disinfect. You got to get the guys in the ring. Pete's waving them in. So here we see Danny and Ernest Walls in the ring. Ernest in the blue trunks. Danny wearing looks like he is in the black trunks. Yep. He's got Haas Joseph Janik in his corner.
Oh yeah.
A very experienced trainer. He's worked with some of the best. Andrew Canciao, he was in Britton Hart's corner in the recent bare knuckle card.
Yeah, she did well, huh?
Yeah, she did well. Beat Paige Van Zant, beat her face up quite a bit. Yeah, big win.
I remember, I'm not sure which live stream it was, but I remember that stunning one-punch knockout that Danny Robles had. And oh my God, I could hear it from the other room. I just heard a boom.
Yeah, so don't go to the refrigerator is what we're saying.
Exactly.
You want to hang in for this one. All right, let's go to Pete Zimbor for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next contest is scheduled for 4 rounds in the junior lightweight division. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, sporting blue trunks with white trim, coming to us all the way from the Caucasus State of Iowa, Earnest Walls. And standing directly across the ring, wearing black trunks with white trim. His record impressive, 3 wins, 0 defeats, 1 draw, 3 big wins by way of knockout, including the quickest KO in the history of New Hampshire boxing. From Oxnard, Ventura, California, the dog, Danny Robles.
Oh, he's got a nickname now. Call himself the dog.
Junior
The
lightweight.
dog.
The dog.
That slap of the gloves gave me a flashback of that noise I heard, too.
So Wall's a veteran of 18 MMA fights. He has 7 pro boxing bouts. Guy, he comes in as the opponent a lot of times. Last time he fought was not too long ago, just a few weeks ago in MMA in Florida. So he's been in the ring at least training. He looks in good shape. Danny's last fight, as we said, the fastest knockout in New Hampshire boxing history. So let's see if he repeats that. This is a guy that can bomb. And Danny's got a big size advantage. You can tell right away. Danny only had 2 amateur bouts. It's kind of incredible when you see him in the ring,
Wow.
but he hits like a truck.
Yeah, he does. And that left hand down for his opponent is not going to go well for him with that sharp right hand he's got.
Yep. Walls, though, going for it. He's reaching in a bit. Danny leading off with the jab. I like this patient start from Danny. I think a lot of times, when you knock a guy out that quickly, you just want to go in there and just wing shots. But you can tell
He's not getting too eager here. He's being patient. He's being the professional that he is.
Absolutely. He's looking for openings on this guy. Danny's pro debut was in Nevada in a Las Vegas card, and I talked to Chris J. So Chris J, who fought on this show, is actually Danny's manager, and he told me Danny kind of in that Vegas card was brought in as the opponent, and really they assumed he was going to lose, and Danny just closed his eyes and knocked the guy out in 30 seconds, and they said, maybe we got we got something with this kid, and since then he's kept himself unbeaten.
He's keeping the ball rolling.
He's keeping the ball rolling, and he's getting out of the way of that.
Some good shots now, too, starting to connect the dots a little bit more. Nice body shot.
Nice. That was a thudding shot. But Walls, I'll say this, he's definitely not afraid to engage in there.
He's definitely got the right idea. He's going up and down. Danny's just got a nice tight defense right now, and he's preventing his offense.
Jackie Morrell, the referee, telling Walls to cut down on the holding. Danny going downstairs. Another body shot there.
Nice head movement from Walls, but you can't do that too much and not return fire. And he ended up getting caught there.
Yeah, Walls is 5'4", listed at. Danny 5'9", so yeah, definitely
big size differential. Yeah.
Big size difference here. Last boxing match for Ernest Walls was in October of last year in Florida, a state that has certainly been open and lots of boxing happening down in good old Florida. So a lot of these guys in the Midwest, like Ernest Walls, they have to go down to Florida if they want to get fights. So we're wrapping up the end of the first round, and this is the first time that Danny Robles has had to go into round 2 in New Hampshire. So after back-to-back first-round knockouts, he had a good start, though. But definitely, Walls is definitely a tricky guy in there. He's going to be, he's not going, doesn't seem like he's going anywhere soon. Definitely tight defense from him. We want to thank everybody again watching live on YouTube on the Boston Boxing Promotions page. We are on fight number 7 of 13. We have plenty more action coming up. We have Tommy Karpency, Jonathan Gruber, Rico Depaolis making his pro debut, Denzel Whitley, David Tubbs, and Matthew Tinker in our main event 6-round fight against Stephen Langlis. So we should have a very fun afternoon of fights. We thank you for joining us here live. Southpaw Boxing and Fitness, Windham, New Hampshire. Round number 2 between Danny Robles and Ernest Walls. Got a bit of a delay here. All right, there we go. I was hoping we didn't have another spilt ice bucket situation going on.
Yeah, we wouldn't like that.
No, we got to get the mop out.
Enough breaks.
Yeah, we don't want to have to get the mop out again. Yeah. You're not here to watch a Jader on live stream. So, no, we thank Tom Clark for keeping the ring very clean and very safe. So seeing round 2 here, Danny once again pushing him back.
Ernest Wall's kind of worrying me. He's getting his chin high in spots and dropping that left hand.
Yeah, and against Danny, that's you don't want to keep your chin open like that. Ooh, nice little counter shot though.
Dots on those.
Again, for a guy that took this fight a week ago, Ernest Walls is definitely in there to win.
He's definitely staying ready.
Yeah. Kind of has a Sean Porter-like build to him.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I was just thinking that he could.
Short, you got to get inside, press the action. He's throwing crafty combos.
Yeah. And you see Sean Porter in the ring. You forget he's like 5'6", but he's a
bulldozer.
Built. He's a bulldozer. Yeah, and he's fighting these guys that are always consistently taller than him, but clearly, obviously a successful fighter.
And that's kind of what he needs to emulate right now. He's kind of pulling back with his chin high. He'd be much better off pressing the action, getting inside.
Tied up again. Yeah, this is definitely the most patient performance that we've seen from Danny so far. And I think he's realizing he's in there with a guy that's going to definitely knows some tricks in there. And Danny's going to need to match that output. And this is good for Danny. This is a guy, again, I think his 2 fights he's had in this gym are combined 2 minutes. So if that, you combine the times, he had a 90-second KO and a 13-second KO. So this is good for him. He needs distance fights like this. He needs guys that aren't going to just fall over on the first hit. And I mean, Walls, I'm sure has felt the power, and he clearly wants to. Nice shot there by Danny upstairs. Another one.
Good hook.
He's doing his best work in the round, I would say, in the last few seconds.
Definitely starting to take some air out of those tires.
As we are heading to the end of round 3, Danny Robles in the black trunks, and Ernest Walls in the blue. I think Walls' nose starting to bleed a bit there. Yep, looks like he's got a little bit of blood coming out of there. They're going to have to work on that.
That body work is paying off for Robles.
Yeah, thank you, everybody, again. This is fight number 7 of 13. We are here in New Hampshire, Boston Boxing Promotions. We appreciate you tuning in. We're going to have some really fun fights coming up this afternoon, heading into a big fight tonight between Mr. Chocolatito, Roman Gonzalez.
Oh, yeah. I can't wait for that.
Estrada, too. Yeah, that's one that I think everybody's really been buzzing about.
Yeah, we also got some fights on Showtime. We got David Benavidez.
And local man,
up against,
Ronald Ellis from Lynn.
So that'll be cool to see.
That'll be great. I always love seeing the Rashidi and Ronald Ellis in the ring. I feel like
I'm pulling for him. Always pulling for that local guy. So
yeah, we don't have. Yeah, there's not a ton of New England fighters on the world scene right now. So it's we gotta root for the ones that are able to make it. So
he's got a great matchup. Benavidez, big, strong guy. So
absolutely, Benavidez gonna be. That's a guy that's gonna be up at his grill.
Yep, for sure.
For the entire 12 rounds there. That one's taking place down in Mohegan, Connecticut.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Nice.
That's where the Showtime bubble is located. So we're in round number 3. Very, very patient performance from Danny.
Yeah, starting to really establish that jab well.
Yeah, Wall's tying him up a lot here. I don't know if that's because he's getting a bit tired but I think Danny just doesn't want to suffocate himself.
I'd like to see some more right hands over the top from Danny. I think he'd connect well with that.
Referee telling him to let him
Big
go.
old bear hug there. And Jackie's not letting that fly.
Jackie, no BS in that ring.
Never.
Doesn't play around. Former fighter himself. I believe he fought Marlon Starling, a former world champion, 2 times. That was a highlight of his pro career. Oh!
Yep, as soon as Walls gave him the range, he took advantage of that.
Like I said, that might be the loudest punch we've heard this
Yikes,
afternoon.
there we go. And there's that Danny Robles power kicking in.
Yeah, and he goes down. He
There
goes
he goes.
down. Like we said, it can happen at any moment. The guy hits like a Mack truck. And Walls, to his credit, man, he has lasted a very long
He's a tough
time
dude.
before he finally went down here in round number 3. Mouthpiece got spit out, so he's going to veteran move there. He's going to kill a little bit of time. Get that mouthpiece in. He looks a little worse for the wear in that corner. I think he not thrilled to have had to taste that power. Oof.
Ooh, ding, right down to the body. Great move. Setting up that headshot once again. Nice. Beautiful.
Yeah,
right
Danny
hand over
just
the top.
just looks like he's trying to set him up here for a big shot. Might want to relax a little bit in there, but
Gonna turn in southpaw.
yep. Oh,
yeah.
another! That was a nice overhand shot, well timed there. And Walls looked like he was gonna fall over, but he kept himself up to his credit. But the normal human being hit by a punch like that, you're gonna be on the floor.
Have you seen some stars? Nice, starting to connect very well here.
Yeah, this is, I think, with the knockdown, obviously, this is his best round, and really, that's what you want to see from a fighter like that, a guy that really gets better as
Nice
the fight
body shot.
progresses. He's
I
not
like to see
trying to.
Danny keep that envelope a little bit tighter though.
Yep.
On the inside there, starting to catch some shots that I don't think he should get caught with.
Yeah, he's not trying to be a front runner. I really appreciate he's stepping it up more, Danny. Really, the power's still there in round 3, and
Nice, good
Earnest
round.
Walls, to his credit, gets out of the round through 3. He's giving, and Walls' game, man, really good effort from a guy that took this fight on short notice.
You got Danny Robles going in round 4. In New Hampshire.
Exactly.
What's going on?
You got it. I mean, really, we've seen Danny put a guy to sleep in 13 seconds. We saw he hit a guy in the body that sounded like a shotgun going off, then did that
Oh,
in 90
yeah.
seconds. So we've both seen Danny really take care of business fast, and he's had to work today to. So to Ernesto Walls' credit, man, Ernest Walls' credit, he's no joke.
He's a tough dude.
He's tired, but he's going.
He's still
moving.
hanging in there. He's
Yeah.
still showing some offense.
And I think Danny too. I mean, he doesn't go 4 rounds very often, so he's got to conserve his energy too and keep, because as he continues to fight on in his career, he's probably going to have to go 6, 8,
Definitely.
10 rounds, and you got to be ready
You gotta be ready.
to do that. Yeah, I remember when you first stepped up into a 6-round fight. I felt like you seemed like you trained for that. You knew
Definitely,
that was
yeah.
that's a likely scenario. Sometimes
Yeah.
you got to have to go deep
You always
rounds.
gotta be whatever you're scheduled to go. You gotta be ready to go that and then some. Because you never know what's gonna happen during that fight.
I like seeing Danny coming out here with that jab.
Yep, beautiful. Nice to see Danny really looking for that uppercut now. Shifting stances.
Yep. It's just really a question of is Walls going to be able to survive round 4. Clearly, I think that knockdown knocked a lot of wind out of him in round 3, but just can he survive 3 more minutes? I think the decision for Danny is pretty academic at this point. If it goes to the cards, just a question
He's
of
really connecting well now for Robles.
yes, is he going to be able to keep the KO streak alive? Oof,
I
he's
think
raining
so, but
some
that's
shots.
a tough dude he's up against here. He's taking those shots well.
Walls' nose once again bleeding. He's going to be sore tomorrow for sure. But
Nice by Danny getting right back to action there.
nice shot there,
Some
snaps his
solid
head back.
shots.
Really putting it together now.
Whoop, little stumble on the ropes there. Nice. Going down
Yeah.
to the body, coming right back upstairs to clean it up.
I think Walls is just kind of throwing punches for the sake of throwing punches at this point. There isn't a lot of steam behind his shots. He's just trying to keep his hands moving, leaning really hard on his opponent.
Went right down there with him.
That's very bizarre.
Yeah, and Danny Robles isn't having that.
No.
He's going to put him right back down there. Nice, beautiful activity coming out here.
Oh, a nice uppercut there by Danny. Caught him right at the end of the glove there. Yeah, I mean, at this point from Walls, it's winging. It's these winging arm punches. Just not a lot of smoke behind him at this point. Just trying to get through the action at this point. That's what kind of looks to me like a guy that wants to trade, just doesn't have the energy to put what he wants behind him at this point.
You can tell Danny isn't too taunted by his power.
No, at this point, Danny's just kind of keep coming forward and.
He's looking for that one shot.
All right,
putting together well.
We are 10 seconds left into this round here.
Nice, beautiful hook.
Danny finishing strong. And there you go. 4 rounds done.
Finish the fight there.
Ernest Walls looks relieved. He did it. And yeah, that was a good one. I think
it's a very strong fighter.
Pretty clear-cut 40-35 decision. I think we're going to see here with the knockdown. But yeah, Walls took a guy that again he's had as a reputation as a big puncher. Took him 4 rounds. That's something you can't be upset about that.
Not at all. You got that 4 rounds of experience. You'll never know when you need that down the road. So
absolutely. Getting the ring sanitized for the next bout.
Oh yeah, it smells great in here, by the way. It smells like clean linen.
Very safe atmosphere here. Got the masks, got lots of sanitizing going on here. Southpaw Boxing and Fitness. And we thank you all for joining us here on Boxing Showcase 3. And we will be having the next Boston Boxing Showcase in a couple months from now. We'll be back, and then hopefully in the summer, outside, under the big bright lights.
Get it.
We're hoping for some big fights coming up later in the year. But yeah, good work by both men here.
Definitely.
Of course, you want the highlight reel KO, but the learning you're going to do is against guys like this.
Exactly. It's all about the W in the end.
Yep. All right, we're going to go over to Pete Zimbor, who's going to read the official scorecards for this bout.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 4 hard-fought rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Martha Tremblay, Dave Patton, and John Matfis scored all the same, 40-35 for your winner via unanimous decision, and still undefeated, Danny the Dog Robles.
All right, Danny the Dog.
Danny
the Dog, 4-0-1, 3 knockouts. Hard working. Had to work hard in this one.
Great work.
Putting in that tough work. So give credit to him, man. Not easy going in there doing this. All right, coming up next, it's going to be a 10-round scheduled bout between a guy that I think many of you fans who are watching in the chat, if you are boxing fans, you probably heard of him, Tommy Karpency, 2-time world title challenger, guy that's fought Nathan Cleverly, Adonis Stevenson, the man that defeated Chad Dawson, one of the best New England fighters of our generation. Tommy beat him in 2014. He will be in action against Mickey Scarborough from Kansas City, Missouri. And the most interesting fact I think about Mickey is he fought on the first ever Boston Boxing Promotion show against Chris Traietti, who we saw earlier in 2013 in Dorchester. He's back. He's still fighting, still back at it, and several years later here in Windham, New Hampshire. So we're just waiting for that next fight to come take place. Got the referee Kevin Hope in the ring. And, we're going to get things going hopefully pretty soon. This is what's nice about these shows is you can just keep it rolling. We're not waiting. No downtime in between these fights.
Just a little bit of Lysol and we're good to go.
Lysol, and then they yell and they go and they knock on the door. And you're like, all right, get in the ring. Let's go. Next fight. This isn't like a Showtime or an HBO where you'd have 15 minutes of filler here.
Yeah.
You just kind of keep things rolling. Shout out to Stephen Clark and his nice hat and vest combination.
Beautiful.
Very
Love
festive.
it.
Feeling it. Very Irish. Yeah, we want to thank you, Brandon, for popping in for
course, yeah.
another.
I love it. Having a blast.
Doing
right now.
commentary for us. I think that was a little your second go around. We had Sean step out for a little bit, so thanks for filling in, man, on commentary. Fighter, commentator. This man does it all. So we got Karpency in the ring, and we got Mickey Scarborough in the ring. So let's go to Pete Zimbor for the introductions.
Ladies and gentlemen, our next bout is scheduled for 10 rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner to my right, sporting black trunks coming to us from Orlando, Florida, a Boston Boxing Promotions original. Welcome back, Mickey Scarborough. And his opponent standing directly across the ring, fighting out of the red corner to my left, sporting solid white trunks, coming to us from Ada, Pennsylvania, a former two-time light heavyweight world title challenger, Tommy Karpency. 10 rounds, light heavyweight.
10 rounds or less of light heavyweight action here. Mickey Scarborough I believe has had 18 pro bouts. I guess he's based in Florida now. Here to try and give Tommy Karpency a bit of a test. These two guys have actually fought each other before, back in November 2016. Tommy Karpency won TKO1, so he's looking to match that against Scarborough. First round of 10. We're now joined back. Sean Farley coming back into the booth.
Great to be back with you guys.
After a little bit of a break. It's a long day, man. It's a long day. We got a lot of fights, relaxed atmosphere. We got people.
Had to have a quick bathroom break. I wanted to congratulate Nicky Molina on a hard fought.
Yes.
Great fight,
decision.
yeah. Former teammate of mine. Awesome guy.
Tommy Karpency, guys. This is probably everybody fighting on this card. This is the guy that's been the furthest, I think, in boxing.
Yeah, world title challenger, right?
World title challenger, beat Chad Dawson on Showtime. That
tells you all you need to know.
That's all you need to know. This guy is high level. For him, this is nice body shots. Putting Mickey Scarborough down. That was
not going to get up.
That was brutal.
That was just a
stop
heavy
right
body
now.
shot.
That looked like that really hurt. And that's it.
Yeah,
and
that sound there, that was his ribs that we were hearing.
Yeah, that looked vicious, and that's what Tommy Karpency can do, folks. That's how good he is.
Quick night for Tommy.
On a very quick night for Tommy. That might have been 30 seconds. I'll have to get the official time on that in a little bit, but hopefully Mickey's okay. He took a lot of heavy shots there very quickly. Tommy Karpency, that's his 30th professional win as a pro and 19th knockout.
That's an impressive milestone.
That is a heck of a milestone. And, I think Tommy, for him, this fight was just about getting back in the ring. He hadn't been in the ring since he fought Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, one of the best in the world on ESPN. So he needed to get back and stay active. And hopefully Mickey Scarborough is okay.
Clutching that rib.
Certainly feel for Mickey, because that was a mean body shot. He's okay.
That looked brutal.
Tommy looks a little disappointed that he didn't get more out of it,
yeah.
but
that's what happens sometimes.
Yeah, you go throwing
his job.
Yeah, you come out throwing those big body shots. Don't be surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, those were loud. You could definitely hear them through the entire gym.
What was the result on the first time they fought?
TKO 1. So
ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 52 seconds of round number 1. Your winner via body shot KO, Tommy Karpency.
52 seconds of round number 1. Tommy Karpency now 37-1.
Well, I don't know how you guys feel, but for a fight that won 52 seconds, he couldn't have looked much better.
No, he did everything he needed to do. Mickey Scarborough, he came in here, just hadn't fought since 2017. Sure, he does boxing on the side from his real life. Got a family, kids, good, doing his thing. And unfortunately, it's what happens when you're in there with a real established professional. It's just
with a guy that's been on the world scene.
Yeah, it's a guy that's been on the world scene. It's two different leagues. So we are through that fight very quickly.
5 to go now.
I believe we do have 5 fights left to go. So we are going to be heading into our next bout. John Gruber will be taking on a very late replacement in Francisco Neto. Tell you right now, Francisco Neto took this fight 12 hours notice, maybe a little more than that. He took this fight. He accepted this fight at the weigh-in.
You just never know, though. That's the thing about a fight, is anything can happen. It's if Francisco Neto was playing LeBron James in a basket pickup game to 20. There's no chance of winning, or playing 18 holes with Tiger Woods or something. But in a fight, anything can happen, Gray.
Especially in the heavyweight division, the big
Definitely,
boys,
yeah.
one punch and that, from the big guys can change.
As
the
my
nice
dad
part
used to, as my dad used to say, the human brain is basically the same size, but the size of the guys throwing the punches isn't. And,
Absolutely.
heavyweights, there's not much room for error.
So John Gruber, his opponent did not show up yesterday, and Francisco.
Oh, is that what happened?
Yes, his opponent was a no-show, and Francisco Neto was just with his friends, supporting his fellow fighters, and they went up to him and said, "Hey, so do you want to fight? Like, this guy's not here." And Neto signed the contract right then and there, and that's a guy that
Was he here at the weigh-in?
He was just hanging out at the weigh-in, and they said, "Hey, do you want to fight? This guy's not here."
Well,
so
that's a fighter.
That's a fighter.
You know, the perks of being a heavyweight. Just weighing right there.
He can just weigh in right on the spot, exactly, in the heavyweight division.
He ain't got to cut no weight. He ain't got to make
Yep.
weight.
So Neto comes in 11 pro fights total. We wait for both guys to come into the ring. John Gruber, 32 years old, from Fall River, Massachusetts. Signed with Boston Boxing Promotions last year. He's out of that Punishment Striking Systems gym, trained and managed by Aaron Bernardo. So, same guy that worked Kyle Cusick's corner. Gruber's pro debut, he won back in November of 2020 in Derry, New Hampshire, beat Corey Morley. So he's definitely already gone the 4 rounds. Yeah,
On
Neto.
that break, I was able to talk to Kyle and his coach.
Yeah. How are they feeling? They happy about that performance?
Yeah, they were happy about it. I guess the cut on the back of his head was from an elbow.
An elbow. That makes sense. I think Gregory hit him with a few elbows in that fight. It's hard to tell, but that makes sense because you don't really see cuts on the back of the head very often. So
Yeah, he was positive it was an elbow. And that's what would make the most sense from the location.
That makes sense. So Pete Zimbor in the ring. We're getting ready to introduce this 4-round heavyweight bout.
Yeah, I would tell the fans don't take a bathroom or a refrigerator break for this fight.
Yeah, this could be very quick.
This next bout is scheduled for 4 rounds in the heavyweight division. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner to my right. Sporting black trunks coming to us from Woburn, Massachusetts. Ladies and gentlemen, Francisco Neto. And standing directly across the ring, wearing black trunks with white trim. Coming to us from Fall River, Massachusetts. His record impressive, 1 win, 0 defeats. Tonight, making his Boston Boxing Promotions debut, John Lethal Gruber. 4 rounds, heavyweights.
There he is, John Lethal Gruber, looking to go to 2-0 here, taking on a guy with a lot more pro experience than Neto. With Neto taking this fight in such short notice, I don't have all my notes on him in front of me, but I do know he's had 11 pro fights, and I believe he knocked a guy out in an upset on a Murphy's boxing card.
Great. When you say 11 pro fights, at boxing or
All boxing.
All boxing. Okay.
He's been very. I believe he's taken a lot of fights in the last couple of years, so he's very active. Gruber trying to jump on him pretty early.
Yeah, kind of using his size and his weight to bully him a little, keep him off balance. Not a bad idea. That was not an
Neto,
Whoa.
very, again, probably a lot of weird, nervous energy
I
there.
think something might have happened there. I'm judging more by the way, how he went down, but when he got up, I'm not so sure he was 100%.
Yeah, he seems
legs.
very, that was a very wobbly fall there.
Overhand right.
Gruber going to the body on him.
I'd like to see Gruber just kind of establish that jab while he's coming forward. I think it'll put Neto right on his heels. He's kind of winging with some wild stuff, which would make him leave him more open to get caught.
Neto is already down here.
See, I think the first might have been more of a legit knockdown than that.
I think you're right. I think something happened there. He got his equilibrium knocked off or something, but he looked really bad getting up off that first fall. And Gruber clearly felt he needed to jump on him. And he's Neto, I think.
Neto's legs just don't seem.
They don't seem good at all. He's already looking kind of covering up here. Down again. I think they should probably wave this off. Let's see if he gives a count.
And he seems like he's in agony from that body.
He's
shot.
breathing really hard. No, it's over. And
Trump say it
knockout.
all, lethal.
Yeah.
John Gruber, KO1. Got to be happy with that. against a guy with a lot more experience. But yeah, I think Neto, once he got hit right in the beginning there, just kind of things went downhill for him.
Took the starch out of him.
Yeah. Gruber.
Some more over checking, making sure. You
Oh.
got to respect Neto for taking the fight on short notice, and I know Pete does.
I mean,
As do we.
let's give him credit here. He basically, Gruber went through camp just like everybody else, and he could have stunk just to have an opponent fall out like that. He waste all that time training for nothing, and Neto was the one that kind of rescued it and said, hey, I'll take the fight. So give him credit for stepping in on short notice like that. But once Gruber hit him, that was just it. He kind of just stumbled. So John Gruber, and I think for a guy for Gruber's size, I liked what I saw, even if it was very brief.
Yeah, he's not tight. His punches flow, freely. He's able to let his hands go.
Yep.
And often, sometimes with the heavyweights, you see them get real tense, especially in the beginning of their careers.
So Punishment Striking Systems Gym, 2 for 2 already today. They have one more fighter going up in the main event, and it's going to be Stephen Langlis, a very tough assignment against Matthew Tinker. And next fight coming up, Rico Depaolis. I see a lot of people in the chat excited for him, taking on Scott Lampert, 4 rounds. So that will be up right after this.
Yeah, one of 4 or 5 light heavyweight bouts we got. A lot of light heavyweights today.
Yes. Seems to be the trend. So we're just waiting on Pete to give us the time of the stoppage.
Now we see both Tom and Steve Clark over checking on his opponent. I'm sure everyone wants to make sure he's all right.
Yeah, that's always the priority here. We want to make sure everybody's okay, especially when you take a hit like that.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 1 minute and 52 seconds of round number 1. Your winner via KO, John Lethal Gruber.
Good stuff from John Gruber.
And
2-0.
Neto does seem to be okay now as well.
All right, guys, we have another 4-round fight coming up. Very popular guy in the chat, Rico Depaolis. Rico from Watertown, making his pro debut. Interesting background on him. A guy that came from basketball. Played basketball at Framingham State for a couple years. Then he was served as the captain there. Then he was a volunteer assistant coach at Stonehill College. Then he started doing boxing. He had 3-1 as an amateur boxer. And I think a guy that trains at the Nolan Brothers Boxing and Fitness in Waltham, Matt and Mark, his trainers. And a guy I think that just said, you know what, I want to dive in. He's 30 years old, so he's turning pro a little late, but it's this is the hardest individual sport in the world, in my opinion, and he wants to test himself.
Couldn't agree more, Gray. And a teammate of Brandon's and a fighter I trained, Jason Colon, we call him JC, comes from a basketball background and up and coming amateur, middleweight, super middleweight, and he. One thing about basketball players is they're excellent athletes, and should be interesting. I've never had the chance to see him, Rico, but looking forward to it.
Definitely.
His opponent is Scott Lampert, 36 years old, from Dover Plains, New York. Comes from MMA. He's had a few amateur MMA bouts. Turned pro actually in New Hampshire on a Granite Chin Promotions card on November 14th last year against a much more experienced opponent in Larry Pryor. But in that fight, even though he was knocked out, he hurt Larry in that fight. It was short, but both guys were really going for it. And I think for Scott Lampert, he's a guy that's not afraid to trade in the ring. He's going to probably go for it on Rico, and he wants to upset Rico and get himself a pro win.
You don't want to sleep on these MMA guys, too, because they do know how to fight. And, working with the New England Cartel, again, big shout-out to Tom Pags, who picked up his first professional win on Thursday night. But, a lot of these MMA guys, their stand-up is getting better and better and better.
Absolutely. I mean, as you kind of said, we see a lot more MMA guys crossing over into boxing, especially during COVID, where the MMA, those local MMA shows, there's not many of them now.
Not many of them, no. Tom Pags and his manager Tyson and his head coach Rob Font, they had to travel down to Philadelphia to get his first MMA fight because there's just not much going on down
5
here.
days notice as well. He took the fight on.
He got the call Sunday night, and he was down there on Thursday, and Now he's 1-0, and he couldn't look much more impressive.
So we see
Well, he
Rico.
puts- Yep.
Rico, we see Rico in the ring, and Scott Lampert just got in the ring. So I think we're going to go to Pete Zimbor for the introductions on this fight.
Did Pete swap out his tie? Or is that the same one?
I think he might have swapped the tie
Ladies
out.
and gentlemen, our 10th
does
bout
look
of the evening
different,
right?
is scheduled for 4 rounds in the
Steve
light
Clark.
heavyweight division. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner to my right. Sporting black trunks. Tonight, entering the ring for the second time as a professional boxer from upstate New York, Scott Lampert. And his opponent, standing across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing the black trunks with the yellow trim. Tonight, making his professional debut, competing out of the Nolan Brothers Boxing Gym, Rico Depaolis. 4 rounds, light heavyweights.
Rico looking in great shape here. He's in the black trunks, yellow band. Scott,
Yeah, Rico does look in good shape.
yeah, Scott Lampert a little shorter in the black and gray.
Yeah, they both do.
But also looks like
Lampert's
a dangerous.
good.
Yeah, Lampert's in good shape.
Oh,
Looks
yeah.
appears to
Solid
be in
back.
good shape, too.
These guys definitely have been training. So here we go. Rico really wants to have a successful pro debut here. Scott Lampert. This is what Scott Lampert does, guys. He does jump on you.
Scott got his attention with that left hook.
Absolutely. This is what Scott does. He's gonna.
See, this
Good
is-
action right from the start.
You see, he knows what he's doing. He threw a jab to the body
Yep.
to set some of that action up, hands up high.
Scott. Yeah, this is how Scott fought Larry Pryor, honestly, and he caught Larry Pryor, a guy with a ton of fights,
Moving his
by
head
surprise.
nice.
Yeah, like it doesn't surprise me. Scott comes out firing, so I think for Rico, he's gonna need to weather the storm. He comes back with a nice counter shot
Nice
here,
light uppercut to the body by
tight
Rico.
shots. But yeah, he's got
I
to.
think Rico wants to establish the jab, Gray. There he goes.
Yep, he's got to slow this fight down because I said he's got to slow down Lampert.
Yeah, Lampert just big swing and a miss with that left hook, but he had bad intentions on it.
Oh, for sure.
Lampert's starting to breathe just a little heavy, though. Oh, another go. He hurt.
Wow, he
hurt
caught
him,
Rico.
man. He hurt
can
Rico
see
with
his
that left
eyes.
hook.
Rico badly hurt.
They
Rico
could've
on the
fought.
ropes,
He's
getting
alive.
destroyed, getting drilled. He takes a
just
count. It's over. It's
How
over.
about that?
Scott Lampert from upstate New York. First round stoppage.
Right from the start. Just
Wow. Caught Rico Depaolis very hard there,
Wrong.
and he did what you got to do when you have a guy hurt like that. Just jumped on him, caught him in the corner, and Scott Lampert. This is how he fought Larry Pryor. Same thing.
He knows where the camera is, too.
Just like a pro wrestler knows where the hard cam is. Got to respect that.
Yeah.
No, but Scott Lampert, man, jumped on him. And this time, he didn't get caught like Larry Pryor did to him.
I'd like to see Scott fight again, man. He came out throwing mean left hooks.
Yeah, that was like you just said. These MMA guys,
They know what they're
they
doing.
know what they're doing.
And he was laser focused the whole time. His
Big
eyes
power.
wide open.
Yeah,
eyes on
and
his hands.
it's I'm sure Rico very disappointing, got caught there. It was a very fun fight for as long as it lasted. I think it's just a case of Scott caught him. They
Yeah.
were both landing big shots, and Scott Lampert's hooks got there quicker.
Well, yeah, Scott landed that big left hook right from the beginning. I don't think Rico ever really fully recovered. And when he caught him again, and you kind of seen Rico's legs buckle.
Yeah.
It was unfortunate because I don't know how you guys feel, but I think had the ropes not been right there,
Oh, he would have been on the floor.
He would have gone down, and he would have
Yeah.
been able to maybe clear his head. But he got caught between. He kind of got caught where the ropes hung him up, and
Bad spot.
And unfortunately for him, but it was in a position where the fight needed to be stopped.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he looked very, very much pretty helpless on those ropes.
That was
so-
almost shades of Ray Mercer and Tommy Morrison had he been
Yes.
trapped there a little
yeah.
longer.
Yeah, so technically the ropes were holding him up, so he could have gotten a count there.
He was out.
But but the referee correctly recognized it's not even worth giving him a count because he's done. And so hopefully, this is what happens, man. You never know in boxing. And
And when I was saying the rope kept him up there on the first left hook, I meant they could have called that a knockdown before the additional shots, but it was 100% the right
Let
move
him
to
to
stop
the
the
ropes.
fight.
Yeah.
He was in big trouble.
so yeah, congrats to Scott Lampert, man. Coming here from New York.
Strong.
picking up the win.
Yeah, and a nice left hook on him, too.
I think we'll be seeing him again in a Boston Boxing Promotions card because he can give a lot of guys some tests. He has power.
I know having Brandon Higgins here, a fan of the mean left hook.
Oh, yeah.
So we're still waiting here. Just Rico really got chinned pretty hard there, so they're just making sure
he's
he's
still
okay.
right in the very corner he got trapped in, but
Yeah.
that's the right thing to do.
They're just making sure.
his head's clear before they
Yeah,
get him off that stool.
his lights went out, as they're saying in the chat right now. We want to thank everybody who's
participating with us, yeah.
Yeah, participating with us, chatting it up in the YouTube chat, watching us on the live stream here. We're almost we've done doing this for almost 3 hours now, but it feels like it's been flying.
Yeah, it literally feels. I feel like I've been here about an hour.
Flying by, I'm having a blast.
We want to
For letting
thank
me on.
Brandon Higgins, the third man in the booth, and watching fights with us.
And a guy that's in the past has been Boston Boxing Fighter of the Year.
Exactly, exactly. We got a pro fighter. We got an excellent trainer.
We got Coach of the Year over here.
Coach of the Year, Fighter of the Year, and then I've been stuck in my apartment for a year. So
You've been killing it on here, dog.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Yeah, you've been doing a real good job, Greg.
For real.
No, I'm happy to be here in New Hampshire with all you guys.
We're lucky to have somebody like you.
Keep us tamed.
Yeah.
So hopefully Rico's doing okay there.
Yeah,
that
make
was
us look good here on the broadcast.
I try. Now, thank you guys for being here. Hopefully, it looks like Rico's getting.
Thanks for having us. Yeah, Rico looks better
cleared.
now. He's more heartbroken probably than anything else.
Yeah, he'll have to rewatch this, and if he wants to come back, you can see what mistakes were made. But
yeah, look at this guy though. He's not an easy
Ladies and
out
gentlemen,
yeah.
The end comes at 1 minute and 11 seconds of round one. Referee Kevin Hope stops this contest. Your winner via TKO, Scott Lampert.
So
Big moment for Scott, yeah.
Yeah, good for him. 1 minute and 11 seconds. Scott Lampert, 1-1 as a professional boxer. I think we'll be seeing a lot more of Scott Lampert. This is a guy that can give some people some tests.
Based off what we've seen, guys, had he not got him in the first round, I think he was going to win one way or another. Whether it was by just being too physical and winning a decision or getting a knockout later down the road.
Exciting guy to watch too.
Yeah, come right
all,
out.
All action. All action. Perfect. When you want to have exciting fights, I think you get Scott Lampert in a ring. So we're going to another 4-round fight coming up. We have 3 bouts left. So this is bout number 11. Denzel Whitley from Holyoke, Massachusetts. He's 2-0. He'll be taking on a man you're very familiar with, Brandon. We'll be asking lots of questions about the man Jader. Jader Alves de Oliveira.
I just want to interject real quickly,
Sure.
Ray, that Brandon has actually fought both guys.
You fought Denzel in the
Whitley as an
amateurs. That's right, you did.
Yes, sir.
So we'll be
He's a strong kid. I'm looking forward to seeing this one. Jader Alves, very tough guy. So I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, I mean, if the last name Whitley sounds familiar to you as a New England fight fan, they're a fighting family from Holyoke. Denzel's father, Derek Whitley, former New England world champion.
Which is awesome.
Yep.
Respect to them for that.
Absolutely. So by the way, we just want to thank our sponsors, of course, that are really, they're the reasons that we are able to do any of this stuff. So Wicked Good Barbershop, One Way Recycling in Taunton, Coastal Roasters, Acushnet Cafe. Without the sponsors that are helping out with the show, without the individual fighter sponsors as well, we can't put these shows on right now during COVID. It's difficult, and they're the ones that are really the ones we need to thank. So we want to thank everyone, all the sponsors, all the local places. Support these local establishments that are supporting us, and support Southpaw Boxing and Fitness here in Windham, New Hampshire. If you're in New England, you want to train, you want to learn how to fight, you come to Southpaw Boxing and Fitness. These people will treat you extremely well. They've treated us extremely well, and we're grateful to be able to put professional boxing cards on here in this beautiful gym.
Yeah, not a lot of boxing gyms can say they've hosted 3 professional boxing events, but Southpaw Boxing now can say. And if you put the combined fights together, 13 today, I don't know how much they had the first time, but probably close to 30, 35 professional boxing matches. By the end of the day, there'll probably be out around 35 professional boxing matches inside this venue.
I think you're right.
right behind our garden center as well.
Yeah.
It's fighting here is freaking awesome. Being in the back room, you can just feel the fresh air coming in.
Beautiful garden center. They got a batting cage up here too. Business right next door. So yeah, it's a wonderful little spot, and we are really, really grateful that we can be here streaming these cards. So let's go to Pete Zimbor for intros.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next bout is scheduled for 4 rounds in the welterweight division. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner, sporting black trunks with gold trim. Welcome back, Jader, Alves de Oliveira. And boxing out of the red corner, sporting silver trunks with blue trim, Denzel Whitley. 4 rounds, welterweights.
All right, Denzel Whitley, Jader, Alves to Oliveira. I'm going to go to Brandon Higgins, the expert on this fight, I think, because he's shared a ring with both of these guys.
Yeah, we couldn't have a better guy with us here at the broadcast booth than Brandon Higgins. I know some stuff about Jader Alves, and he's a tough guy, but Brandon, you ain't kidding. Whitley is a strong-looking guy.
Definitely.
Yeah, what are your memories of fighting him as an amateur?
We had a kind of a slower paced fight. We were both it was almost like a chess match, just like any other boxing match, and 3 rounds goes by super quick. So
Right.
We had a close fight.
Was this open or novice, Brandon?
This was
when you
open.
fought? Open.
So Jader, you fought back in November in a pro bout.
Very last fight.
The very last fight for you, Brandon. He took that fight on extremely short notice, and was able to go 4 rounds with you.
See, this is one of the things Jader does well. He's got an awkward rhythm to him, and I think the more he establishes that awkward rhythm, the better he's going to do right here. And he takes a good shot. We knew that going into the fight because I mentioned before. We just saw what Tyrone Lucky punching power speaks volumes. And
Jader went 4 rounds.
Jader hung in there for 4 rounds as well.
Jader's had his pro debut on UFC Fight Pass in a Salida Promotions card in Michigan, so he'll fight anybody anywhere. I feel like he's still young in his career. At 28 years old, still looking for his first pro win, but definitely a guy that knows how to survive in the ring.
Again, I think a guy with an MMA background. He looks like he's going someplace right now, but he hangs right in there.
Whitley with some really nice shots there, though.
And this is another thing he'll do that will trouble people is he'll switch stances. This is something I actually think he fights better from the southpaw stance, to be honest with you.
I believe so as well. Fighting him myself.
But Whitley jumping on him here.
Shots there, yeah.
Whitley, his last fight, first round knockout in South Carolina on the 21st of February. So he has just recently been in the ring. Jader covering up here. I think Whitley's
Jader
power
might have just gotten hurt there.
Yeah, I think he
Something
did.
about his body line. But he'll look like that, and then boom, he'll come right back.
Sure.
He's got a nice tight shell.
Yeah, I remember in the Tyrone Lucky fight, he was doing a lot of things wrong with his stance and punching, but he, to his credit, he hung in there. And
I think he got hit with something that hurt him, though. He just doesn't seem right now.
He doesn't see. Yeah, I agree with you. He seems very pensive in there right now. Denzel Whitley, I believe, is managed or promoted by Chris Traietti. I think he's promoted, I want to say. I could be wrong on that, but I know he's fought on Chris's shows before. And this is his Boston Boxing Promotions debut.
And I know a ways back, I think Chris used to train with the Whitley brothers.
Oh, he rocked Jader there.
Right hand there.
Oh, that right hand to the body.
Shot to the body. Jader Alves staying up.
As we go into the end of the first round. Yeah, what do you think about Whitley in that first round? I was very impressed.
Yeah, his
Beautiful
composure as
shots.
well. He was very relaxed, took his time. Short, hard punching.
Yep. I remember being at the weigh-in back in the amateurs, and I was like, I'm fighting that guy?
Yeah.
He was just a big dude.
41? 141?
Yeah, 141, yep.
Yeah, you can tell Whitley is a guy that's had a lot of amateur experience. He's confident in there, and a guy that I think we're really excited to see where he goes with his pro career for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah.
fights comes from that fighting family. So they're guys that they don't turn down fights. The Whitleys, they fought everybody. His dad fought everybody. He's a pro. His uncle fought every name you could think of, and they have incredible chins too.
I can't remember which one it was, but Ring Magazine, when they do the annual reports, they said that Derek had the best chin
in the cruiserweight division. Yes, sir. Derek Whitley never stopped as a pro.
Now, Jader Alves, one thing about him is he's got kind of a slippery head. So I think it would be well served for Whitley to stay to that body. That's where he's had the most success. Nice left hand to the body by Jader Alves.
I could be wrong, but I think Jader's background is MMA, and you can kind of tell a bit from how he fights.
That's what I've been told. I don't know if he competed as a professional, but he definitely had an amateur background in MMA.
He's got a Rodrigo Almeida, I believe, in his corner, who has a lot of these guys from Woburn, Mass. A lot of the Brazilians on the show in his gym.
But you see now, Gray, right now, I think Whitley's giving him a little too much space. He's still in control and he's winning and everything.
Right.
But if he wants to have a chance at stopping Jader Alves, which would certainly be a statement, I think he needs to get back on the inside because Jader Alves will operate all day from this range, and he's kind of tricky.
We got here shoelace.
Got to tie a little shoe here, a little break for a shoe tie.
You can see Jader Alves getting a little awkward with that southpaw stance. It seems to be paying off for him. Denzel getting him in that range.
I thought that was the best shot he landed all day so far. Jader Alves was a straight left to the body.
I remember when he fought you, Brandon, in the fourth round, he came out in a very weird stance.
Yeah,
and I think that was really the only time he had really success against you is when he hit you with a shot out of that weird stance that he had. But
sneaky left hand.
It was like a sneaky left hand. That was really his best punch of the fight. So I feel like he sometimes just comes out very unorthodox, and some fighters
he
throw people off.
punches from angles that are just very unorthodox and could be hard to see coming. So
yeah, you look at him and you think, oh, this guy just he's doing a lot of things wrong. He's doing this and that. He could do better, but he
confuses
people.
He's confusing Whitley right now.
Yeah,
guys.
he can last in the ring. I mean, this isn't a guy that goes down in round one. He hangs in.
In his fight with Brandon, what surprised me so much was, I thought the ref was on the verge of stopping could have been in position to stop the fight at the end of the third. I remember you guys in the broadcast booth agreeing. And then out of nowhere, you got this weird second wind. Sure, he had a minute to rest, but that was bizarre.
Yeah, in that fourth round, he came out and he looked it's almost like he looked like a different fighter.
This round is close, guys. Not much is happening.
I agree. I think this is a pace that plays into Jader's hands. It's crazy to say that.
Oh, it definitely does.
Jader playing with those hands, feinting them.
There's not much to choose between this round. I mean, Whitley had a dominating first round.
Yes. But Jader, when it slows down and Jader can just fight at this pace.
Credit to Jader because I think he's confusing him, guys.
I agree. And this is good for. I think
nice
Jader.
Left hand of the body.
I think Jader just needs to. I like his defense and I like how he controls things sometimes. But if he can just be a little more consistent offensively, I think he could definitely beat a few guys here and there.
He clearly can, and he's a creative guy, not just as a fighter. Look at those trunks.
That is like a fascinating round, isn't it?
Yeah, that was a strange round because I mean. If I was pressed to say who won the round, I'd probably lean towards Whitley, but that was a close round, not much to choose between.
Absolutely. So we are at the end of round number 2, 4-round bout. And we have 2 more fights coming up after this. David Tubbs versus Montoyia Swilling and Matthew Tinker against Stephen Langlis in our main event today.
Can't wait to see Matthew Tinker.
Oh, I know
he impresses me and excites me.
The Irish fans will be very excited to watch Mr. Tinker. UK fans as well. Yes, he's fought in the amateurs in Ireland, UK, and he was in New York for a bit. So we are looking forward to finishing off this card with a lot of excitement here. But we are in round number 3 between Denzel Whitley and
Credit
Jader
to Boston Boxing.
Oliveira.
When do you guys see 11 fights go by this fast and this fun?
Exactly. This is, like I said, I know we're maybe biased because we're the commentators, but this is moving quick, no downtime, one fight after another. You're not sitting around waiting going, oh, where's the next fight? I'm bored. No, there's no downtime. They do a great job of that. It's a tight ship, and we really appreciate it. it's a pleasure to get to call these fights.
I'm noticing Jader Alves here, guys, is playing tricks with his eyes, too. He'll give you the impression he's looking for something, then he'll go someplace else. He's far more cagey than his time in the fighting arts, whether it be MMA or boxing, should be. Just a tricky, sneaky guy.
You think for a guy who's 0-4, he's a lot better than that record suggests, for sure.
And I believe his pro debut was in the famous Kronk Gym.
It was, yes. It was on UFC Fight Pass, and yes, he was in the Kronk Gym for that against a much more experienced. I believe he fought Morris Young, a guy with a lot of experience in the amateurs.
Now, right now, would you guys go so far as to say that so far Jader Alves winning this round by default of doing more?
A little awkward,
I think it's close, yeah.
Denzel landed some clean shots as well.
Yeah, I'm seeing good, yeah. If it continues at this pace, this is going to be really interesting when this goes to the scorecards.
All right,
There's a good shot. That's what Denzel Whitley needs.
For Whitley.
Absolutely. See, that's the thing with him. He can turn the tide around with one punch like that. Jader he needs a lot more to go his way, whereas Whitley can just, if he lands something big and rocks him.
All right, now this is more resembling Brandon's fight with him, where he's getting his body worked over and stuff. But see, again, he just had some success where he wants to be, and then he'll kind of just give him too much space. Yeah, that was well done. And he's hurt, I think. You see that left elbow come down?
Yeah, he's getting a little crafty with his combinations now.
And you might not, we already see, and Brandon told us Whitley's a strong guy, but Jader Alves is physically strong. I don't think he gets enough credit for that.
Agreed. Yeah, both these guys are in fantastic shape. And again, this is probably
looks like he's in trouble, but watch. I can hear Whitley, his coach, saying he's not liking the body shots. Who does?
Yeah.
Whitley, I think he needs a fight like this, where he's had a couple quick KOs, and Jader, you just never know with Jader. Is he hurt? Is he
ready to take a knee there, and then he throws an overhand right?
And hey, like you were saying, no one likes a body shot, but Jader, when I was fighting him, he tricked me, man. He's got this grin on his face every time you hit him.
That's right. You just never know with this guy. Yeah, but he's getting hit. This is a great round. This is good round for Whitley. Yeah,
it kind of resembled the third round with Brandon Higgins.
That's what Whitley needed. That's what Whitley needed.
That was a good round for Whitley.
Yeah, that was very good for Whitley.
I'm gonna take a chance here and say that I think this fight's going 4 rounds, though. Out of respect for Jader Alves, he's not an easy out.
No, he's not. But this is, this
is better for Whitley. With Brandon sitting right here, I'll tell you something that I told him. And, we kind of anticipated stopping Jader Alves, but in hindsight, I think the way the fight played out and for us to kind of have a challenging 4th round and then turn it around where you guys all thought and all the judges also thought that we still won the 4th round. But to get that 4 rounds in after getting a first and a 3rd round knockout, in Brandon's 2 previous fights, I was happy. Mm-hmm. In hindsight, I was happy to have gone 4 rounds.
Yeah, and this is going to be good for Denzel at the end of the day. This is, again, like we said.
And he's now, he's in control. He's winning. I'm gonna make a prediction. This fight goes 4 rounds.
You're gonna say, Jader can get out of the next round.
But that'll make it more impressive if Whitley can stop him.
Andrew Carrick saying maybe this was the plan to get rounds in. It's possible. I just, as somebody who's seen Jader fight, though, I do think he's slippery enough.
That's the word.
He's just a slippery man.
Slippery, tricky, and let's be honest, very tough.
Yeah.
Well, Denzel is sharp and accurate. Let's see if he can stop him here.
Yeah, if you're Denzel's team, you got to be happy that he's gotten through these rounds here.
There's this funky bounce.
There's the bounce.
Works off of.
He did this. I swear he did this in your fight too. In the 4th round, he looks like a different. He just comes in a different stance. It's just like.
It almost seems like a sort of a Muay Thai stance.
Very, very well put.
Kind of bouncy.
Yeah.
Shifting back
or maybe even like Taekwondo.
If he just, I tell you, if he just you could work with him. Like I feel like compared to a lot of these guys in these 4 rounders, the opponents that kind of come in. I like what I feel like Jader gives you what.
I'll tell you guys, he feints better than a lot of fighters you see in 4 or 6 round fights.
It's crazy.
I think if he just would put a little more time into the boxing, get
Yeah.
better leverage on his right hand, his left hook, kind of throw more traditional boxing punches, I think he could be a bigger problem than he already is, because nice right hand to the body. He's a little hurt right now.
Yeah, he is. Perfect opponent for Whitley, really, to give him rounds and to make him solve a puzzle. Oh, nice shot there.
And he's still standing. Wow.
Jader is
Beautiful shot by Denzel.
Hanging in. Spinny.
We're now being told by our fabulous production team here at Boston Boxing that Jader was deducted a point for holding.
Oh, okay. Was that in between rounds?
I don't think it's going to make a difference, guys, because I think
that was
that one kind of off swing round, and Whitley probably won that as well, but he's well ahead.
So, I guess I missed that deduction there. But if Jader lost a point, then that obviously is pretty brutal in a 4-round fight. But I think he was already behind, to be honest.
See, what Jader Alves does, guys, is he hypnotizes you with this weird movement. Again, why isn't Whitley closing the gap? Because it's easier said than done.
Right.
No knockdown yet.
I think your prediction of him making it through this round.
I see it no other way. And I know the durability because of his fight with the man to my left, which up-and-coming contender Brandon Higgins. This guy is much tougher than he appears. Yeah.
And he's up against a great fighter.
And
right now.
10 seconds left
He's all
here.
Sharp and accurate. Right now.
Fourth and final round.
Whitley that can't fight. They all can fight.
Oh, Whitley hurt him there. Good finish. Wow. Good finish for Whitley.
Great finish.
Yeah, you need to calm down a little bit
and
there.
But
there
we go.
Both guys really putting in a nice effort. Whitley, I think pretty clear-cut unanimous decision.
Yeah, I would agree.
Maybe Jader wins round 2. Maybe, but
I think the best from where I'll go back and watch it, but from my point of view, I think probably the best call would maybe even. Best case scenario, I think for Jader Alves, maybe even. Or kind of just a swing round, but I would say probably an even round.
Yeah, exactly.
My
so
scorecard is three rounds to 1 even.
1 even?
For Whitley.
Yeah.
I call it. Yeah, I'd
With
say
a point deduction as well. So.
Yeah, so I'd say he's pretty much in the driver's seat here. Easy, obvious unanimous decision. So we'll just be waiting to get the scorecards tabulated here. John Mathis, Martha Tremblay, David Payton are your judges this evening. Jackie Morrell was your referee for that bout. Tom and Steve Clark keeping the ring nice and clean, nice and safe for us during this, going into St. Patrick's Day. Was it next week? I don't even know. My brain's so.
Yeah. Let's see. Let me check.
I'm not even sure.
We're on the 13th now.
On the 13th. It's got to be soon.
17th.
Yes. So we'll be heading into St. Patrick's Day very soon.
Yeah, Wednesday it'll be. I don't know when it will be celebrated, but it.
Yes.
And then again with COVID, I don't know what type of celebrations there'll be.
I know, exactly. Coming up next, David Tubbs, Montoyia Swilling. Always exciting, David Tubbs.
What do you know about Montoyia Swirling?
Montoyia Swilling is a lot of these guys on the show, MMA background.
Yeah.
15 MMA fights. So making his boxing debut here. So it's always a wild card. You never know with guys like that. And then in our main event, Stephen Langlis is going to be taking on Matthew Tinker. That should be a banger of a fight. So we got Pete in the ring about to give us the scorecards for this fight.
And I think, just like this worked out for Brandon to go 4 rounds with Jader Alves, I think this will be beneficial to Whitley to have gotten those 4 rounds in. What was his record going into this fight?
Jader's? Or Whitley? Oh, 2-0.
2-0. Yeah, this is a good thing for him.
Yeah, I agree.
And, for those matchmakers and stuff out there, remember the name Jader Alves. He gives guys rounds.
Absolutely.
2-0.
After 4 rounds of boxing, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judge Martha Tremblay and Judge Dave Patton score the fight 40-35, whereas Judge John Matafis sees it 40-32. For your winner, via unanimous decision, Denzel Whitley.
Well, he won every round, 40-32.
Yeah, that's
so every round to 10-8, I guess. Oof. Well, either way, the right guy won, and giving him every round. I'm fine with that.
But and again, I wouldn't make a strong case that he won round 2, other than he didn't. There wasn't much, in my opinion, to choose between.
Yeah.
But good performance by Whitley.
We'll see more Denzel Whitley. I think he'll be on TV on a show box sooner than he'll be there eventually. I think he is. Actually, it's a good question. I think he's in his early 20s. I don't have his date of birth. All right, guys, we have 2 more fights left this afternoon. We're going to go to, once again, thank all of our sponsors. Wicked Good Barbershop, Coastal Roasters. How about One Way Recycling, Taunton, Massachusetts, Acushnet Cafe. I've never been there, but I bet the food is delicious. We want to thank all these people who have supported this afternoon's fight card. We have 2 more fights to go. Don't go anywhere. Stay here. David Tubbs from California, the Knuckleheads Boxing Gym. They're looking to go 3-0 today, and he'll be taking on MMA veteran Montoyia Swilling from Watertown, New York. Should be a fun one. Anytime David Tubbs is in the ring, we're going to see some fireworks. All right, guys, sorry about that. We are waiting for both fighters still to get into the ring. We try and keep the transitions quick. But this is, we're just waiting around here. Thank you again for tuning in on Boston Boxing Promotions. Great to be here with Sean Farley, Brandon Higgins. Work with you guys today in the booth. It's been a fun one.
Yeah, this last fight was especially cool, too, to have Brandon, who fought both guys. How often do you get that?
That's why we have Brandon here, giving us the fighters.
That fought literally both guys.
Absolutely, giving us that pro fighter's perspective.
I'm having a blast invading the commentary here. Thanks for letting me sneak in.
So I believe that is Montoyia Swilling, who just entered the ring.
By the way, too.
Thank you.
Montoyia Swilling just entered, making his professional boxing debut, 36 years old, 6'2", and his opponent, David Tubbs, 3-1, 3 knockouts, 6'1". Fourth.
Oh, yeah, Tubbs' opponent, though, huh? Sorry to interrupt.
Oh, no, no, of course.
Tubbs' opponent looks like a capable guy, looks athletic, in good shape.
Yep. And he's fought in New England many times before. He's fought in MMA here in Plymouth, Massachusetts. So definitely this is not new territory for him. So let's go to Pete Zimbor for the intros.
Ladies and gentlemen, this next fight is scheduled for 4 rounds in the light heavyweight division. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner to my right. Wearing red trunks with black trim. Coming to us all the way from Watertown, New York. Tonight, making his professional boxing debut, Montoyia Swilling.
All right.
And his opponent standing directly across the ring, fighting out of the red corner to my left. Wearing solid black trunks. His record, an impressive one. 3 wins, 1 defeat, 3 wins by way of knockout. Coming to us all the way from Ventura, California, David Tubbs.
Look at David Tubbs, always in phenomenal shape.
Yeah.
Looking ripped.
Absolutely incredible shape. 173 pounds for him. That's a career low, I think. So he's really down at light heavyweight. Wow. But, I mean, for a guy who's 39 years old, he looks better than most of the
shape.
Yeah,
incredible shape.
David always looks in great shape, but I'd go so far as to say this is the best shape I've seen him in.
Yeah, he looks fantastic. And, yeah, this is his 4th time in a Boston Boxing Promotions card. He's 3-0 in New Hampshire. Yeah, I think he, of course, wants to extend that streak.
Coming out in a southpaw stance, which always can complicate things.
Absolutely. Both these guys still are relative novices in boxing. Tubbs started late. He did win a national PAL championship in the novice division before turning pro. Swilling, turning pro here at 36, is used to being in MMA. I'm not sure how comfortable he is with the stand-up game, but clearly going for it.
So far, I like what I see.
Yeah, he's good so far.
Other than that wild hook right there, but he's got some rhythm to him. He working behind that southpaw right jab.
Last time David Tubbs in a ring was right here in this gym in October 17th. Knocked out Steven Stengel in a round and knocked out some of his teeth. So David Tubbs can punch. Yeah.
Yeah, David Tubbs strong as an ox, no question about
Yeah.
it. And I think the best shot he landed so far was a right hand to the body just a couple seconds ago.
Turned pro
Had him
in
in the corner.
Turned pro in New Hampshire as well. Had an 18-second knockout that was the New Hampshire state boxing record until fastest KO until his teammate Danny Robles broke that record.
I think this might be the most competitive fight, though, so far for David Tubbs. Montoyia.
Oh, some nice body work.
Now, yeah, but Montoya's starting to cover up here. I don't know if he's hurt or he's just trying to catch his breath.
Yeah, for a second I just thought he was, just
But he's not really
going
doing.
defensive and
Maybe a little
playing
both.
He's got to
possum a
he's
little,
got to
but
have to throw a punch back
I
here.
think you're right, Gray. I think something bothered him there.
Yeah, if he's gonna lay on those ropes and cover up and not give anything back, he will get stopped. The referee is gonna
He'll
jump
be
in.
put in a position where he has no
Yeah,
choice.
he's got no choice. And
Oh, that was a nice right hand.
Yeah.
Did it land?
Swilling, Swilling has spent the last 30 seconds here either holding or covering up, so I think something bothered him.
There's something about his body language and his face expressions that tells me something.
Yeah.
Probably most likely one of those body shots hurt him.
No, he tasted Tubbs' power and he said, "I'm good." Oh, body shot puts us down. Glove touches the canvas. That's a knockdown.
And you can kind of see some of the fight come out of Montoyia there.
Yeah. If you're Tubbs, you probably want to jump on him here.
Oh, absolutely.
Definitely.
You don't want to let him get any confidence back because he looks like he's
Right back to
somewhat
the
of a
body.
capable guy. The right hand of the
I
body.
love that. I loved that shot to the body there. That was beautiful.
And a lot of times they come around the elbows. This one went right in between. And
Nice.
those
Good
are
Another
often
shot.
the most brutal ones.
Oof.
Beautiful body.
Oh,
Clean right to
boy.
the head.
Oh, no. Down again. That was loud, and it looked like it hurt. That's it. And that is a good call, I think, for Swilling. There's no point in getting hurt more.
Yeah, and I've
Tubb-
seen all of Tubbs' fights. I'd say this is personally, this was the most.
Yeah.
Considering I think his opponent had more, was the. Sorry.
I know what you're saying. He had a lot more fighting experience, 15 MMA bouts. I thought
Left-handed,
tall,
fairly in shape.
And Tubbs came in here and took care of business. And I thought he was short with his punches. He wasn't looping anything. He seemed very confident. Good pace. Didn't seem like he was making mistakes in there. So really nice body work. Took care of business. And I think it's time for Tubbs to, they got to jump him in, I think, with some more guys with some pro bouts. And
time's ticking.
Time's
with
ticking
his
at
age,
39,
but
so-
I'll tell you this, Gray. I thought as far as his composure,
Yeah,
I was more impressed with him today than ever before. He was
agreed.
more and more relaxed.
Yep. So 3-0 for the Knuckleheads gym today. Chris J, Danny Robles, David Tubbs, all picking up the W here in New Hampshire and continuing their string of success here. So, congratulations. I'm sure we'll see these guys soon. I'm sure they want to be fighting back in California at some point, but that'll probably be a while for them to open back up. So, they'll be here in the meantime. So, yep, another win for Mr. David Tubbs. Congratulations. I think we're just waiting on Pete Zimbor to give us the time of the official stoppage in the ring.
We already got one fight left to go.
One fight left. Yeah.
Imagine how fast that went by, guys.
Yeah.
Exactly. So all the fans out there, let them know in Ireland and UK, Matt Tinker is coming up next against Stephen Langlis. 5-0, 1-0. Should be a good one.
Yeah, anytime Matthew Tinker fights, it's a treat. This guy,
Yeah.
the boxing world's going to know his name.
Absolutely. Tinker's very skilled, and we can't wait to see him.
Let me tell you, another guy that I was warming up backstage, and I saw his fight through the windows, and wow, Tinker's last fight,
This guy in
awesome.
the business, Art Nolan, right
Yeah.
there.
So I think we're just
My
waiting.
favorite commissioner.
Shout out to Art Nolan for the New Hampshire Boxing Commission.
Wouldn't be New Hampshire
No.
boxing if it wasn't
Art's the heart and soul.
Heart and soul.
Ladies and gentlemen, the end comes at 2 minutes and 41 seconds of round number 1. Referee Kevin Hope calls a halt to this contest following 2 knockdowns. Your winner via TKO, David Tubbs.
Good for David
See
Tubbs.
Coach Haas doing the right uppercut motion.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was happy with the right hands to the body.
Yeah. So yeah, we'll see. Well, I'm sure we'll see Tubbs again, 4-1 now. And guy, he doesn't look 39. He's in incredible shape. You wouldn't think he's 39 years old, man. But we'll see him again, I'm sure.
I know a lot of 29-year-olds that aren't in that type of shape.
No, he's again he definitely has. We'll see what he can do in boxing. I know it's he's got time ticking against him a bit, but I'm sure he wants to keep it going and another knockout today. So
well, he's with a good team and stuff, you know.
Great
so
team.
They'll get the most out of him as they can, you know.
Absolutely. All right, we're rolling into our main event, guys. This is it.
Excited.
6-round fight. It's going to be between Matthew Tinker and Stephen Langlis. Matthew Tinker, as a guy that came from a very, very successful amateur, a guy that's fought in Ireland, the UK. He fought in the New York Golden Gloves in 2018. He was a finalist there. Fought really good fighters like Joe Ward, who's one of the best Irish amateurs in the last couple of years. Lost a close fight to him, but yeah, a guy that has been turned pro, and Boston Boxing Promotions has had him on these shows, and they've kept him very active. He fought 3 times last year during COVID. Again, that's impressive considering how hard that is right now. And he's back in the ring here looking to go to 6-0. His opponent is Stephen Langlis, the clubber from Acushnet, Massachusetts, with that Punishment Striking Systems gym, trained and managed by Aaron Bernardo. Turned pro back in November on the show you fought on, Brandon, with a TKO win over the veteran Jesus Javier Cintrón. So he's looking to keep the train going for him. He comes from MMA world, but he's doing boxing now, and they really are confident that they can take Matthew Tinker on and extend him rounds. They really.
Did you get a chance to talk to him?
Yeah, that's why they said, you know what, we're taking this fight. They knew that Matthew Tinker, a lot more experience, but they feel like we can take this guy rounds. We can give him some problems. So
that's the right mindset, and it should be interesting. I think Tinker, who got the last time I seen him, got some rounds in.
Yep.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our main event of the evening. 6 rounds of action scheduled in the light heavyweight division. Your referee for this contest will be Jackie Morrell. Introducing first, boxing out of the blue corner to my right. Coming to us from Fall River, Massachusetts, sporting black trunks with white lettering. Ladies and gentlemen, at 1-0, 1 KO, Stephen Clubber Langlis.
Gotta love that name.
Great nickname.
And
Beautiful
his opponent
haircut as
standing
well.
across the ring, fighting out of the red corner to my left, sporting blue trunks with white and gold trim. Comes to us from New York, New York, by way of the United Kingdom. His record, perfect at 5-0 with 4 KOs. Welcome back, Matthew Tinker. 6 rounds, light heavyweights.
See Matt Tinker in the blue trunk, Stephen Langlis in the black. Tinker's last fight was also on the same card as Stephen Langlis' last fight. He went 6 rounds with MMA UFC fighter Leandro Silva. Very tough guy.
Yeah, I was able to catch most of that because we were getting ready to bring Brandon out, who main evented. Brandon Higgins, he had main evented the last Boston boxing show, and every time I've seen Matthew Tinker, he's impressed me. See that sharp jab.
Yeah. Look at the size. It's just 6'1", just built hard. And Langlis already down from a body shot.
He wasn't showing Tinker the respect he needs to be showing him. This guy knows how, Tinker can fight.
Yeah.
He's a real prospect.
Yeah, I think if anything, we want to thank everybody for. By the way, this is the most watched live event we've ever done, and we've done 4 of these now, I believe, 3 or 4. Yeah, 4 of them, and we really appreciate all your support watching this. It's incredible. So thank you guys for spreading the word. Let them know. Subscribe to Boston Boxing Promotions on YouTube. All right, so Langlis now jumping right back on him after that knockdown.
Brandon, did you get a chance to see it looked like a right hook to the temple? Was that? Did I see that right?
It almost looked like a glancing uppercut that came up to the chin.
Was it the right hand or left hand, in your opinion?
Oof.
I believe it was the left.
Got hit with another sharp shot there upstairs.
Right idea, though, by Langley trying to throw that right hand to the solar plex. That's always a good idea when you're facing a southpaw.
The clubber is getting clubbed right now, unfortunately. Ooh, he's taking some shots in the corner, and he's doing the right thing though. He's got to get out of that corner and move around.
Actually hoping Langley can hang in there for a round just so Tinker can get that work in.
Yeah. Oof, these shots are very loud from Tinker.
Shares
Very
that.
hard shots.
Yeah.
Nice setup there too. Little feint.
And they're jumping in.
That's
I
all
think
about-
right call. That was
It
just out.
was
He was
right
just getting
call.
hit and outclassed.
Yeah, you
and,
never want to see somebody get hurt.
That's the difference, unfortunately, between a guy like Matthew Tinker, who's been doing this a long time. He's probably been boxing since he's been out of the crib, and a guy like Langlis, who came from MMA and he joined this late. So it's just two different classes of fighter. Credit to Stephen Langlis for willing to take the test and the challenge. But Tinker's he's in a high level class, and we're impressive again.
Yeah, he's a real prospect, and and credit to Tinker as well. He's fighting a guy. The old saying is Larry Merchant used to say on HBO Boxing, whether it's 1-0 or 10-0, when you're fighting an undefeated fighter, they're hard to beat because they don't believe they can be beat. And well, he just found out. Langley just found out he could be beat. But Tinker is a real prospect, real sharpshooter.
Oh,
This is the best way to describe his style.
You can just tell that this guy is we'll be seeing a lot more of him on these shows, and he's gonna go places in boxing. He just needs to continue to develop and stay active. But impressive from Matt Tinker. I think after going 6 rounds with Leandro Silva, he's gets the job done here in a quick round against Langlis, who is obviously tough, but just a little bit outclassed today. It's just these things happen. But I'm sure we'll see Stephen Langlis again as well. But today was Matthew Tinker's day. That's all you can say.
Yeah.
Look
I
good.
expect to see Langlis back, but and be in more competitive fights. When you're fighting guys with these extensive amateur backgrounds,
Right. It's just a different
they're
level.
pros way before they have their pro debut.
Yeah, exactly. And
as far as the feel for the ring.
Yeah, some of these guys Tinker fought in the amateurs are just really good. And he fought internationally.
Right.
So he's traveled and fought some of the best guys in the amateur scene, and some of them have gone to be turned to be good pros as well.
The
So
UK amateur boxing scene is one of the best in the world.
yeah, and you can tell this guy is well schooled. He's very sharp and straight with his punches, incredible fundamentals, and Boston Boxing Promotions has had him on their show several times now, and I think they'll have him on a lot more and keep him active and continue to build up his resume. So we'll be seeing a lot more of Matt Tinker on these YouTube streams. So we're gonna go to Pete Simbor now for the official time of the stoppage.
Ladies and gentlemen, at 1 minute and 30 seconds of round number 1, referee Jackie Morrell calls a halt to this contest. Your winner via TKO and still undefeated, Matthew Tinker.
Matthew Tinker goes up to 6-0, 5 knockouts, and that is the final bout of this 13-fight card this afternoon. Wow, we did it, guys.
I'm keeping Tinker nice and busy.
Absolutely.
I would like to thank you guys for having us here, me and Brandon Higgins here. And May 8th, it's going to be Brandon Higgins, Matt Doherty, and Mikey Bolger making his pro debut that I work with. And I'm really looking forward to May 8th being back here in the position I'm more used to being in, working corners.
Working corners. That's right. We'll be back May 8th,
here.
Southpaw Boxing and Fitness Gym. We want to thank everybody, the entire team at Southpaw Boxing and Fitness, for hosting us, their generosity, allowing us to put fights on in this beautiful gym. Go train with them. If you're in New England, you need to go and learn how to box. Go to Southpaw Boxing and Fitness in Windham, New Hampshire. I want to thank you, sir, for being here today, and
Thank
Brandon
you,
as
Frank.
well. Having both of you, Sean and Brandon, for commentating
Great
fights.
experience for us as well. Thank you
Of course, I want to thank
Thank
you
you.
guys for letting me on. Let me invade the live stream here. And tune in, guys, May 8th. It's going down.
We'll be back, and we want to thank you, everybody watching. We want to thank the New Hampshire State Boxing Commission. Thank everybody for joining, and we'll be back again. Boston Boxing Promotions. We'll see you soon.